Guys, what is going on? It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. Here we are again, right? You know, what is it, Wednesday? Thursday? I don't even know anymore. I never know what day it is. But let me check my settings, guys. Hold on. Okay, so I think my settings are good. Keyshawn, what's going on? Uncle Herman's here. What's going on, guys? It's good to see you guys. Here we have another interview, guys. We have a special guest, Mr. Camp Hustle One himself. Guys, give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys. I think I might have flipped my camera by accident. Let me see if I can flip it back. I'm a little new to this whole StreamYard thing. I'm used to OBS, so.
Yeah, guys, Camp, he has a channel. He's coming up. He's doing some big things over there. So we're going to do an interview here. And guys, make sure to show him some support. Guys, let's try and get him over 1,000 subs here in the next couple weeks, right? Because he does some good work, you know. And guys, I say this all the time. All the pickup artists and con artists and friggin' goofballs are basically out of the space or on their way out, right? And now we have a new crop of dudes coming up, you know?
Well, and I mean, I'll definitely agree with Jay on that, man. Absolutely.
You know, I don't mean to name drop, but Fresh and Funky and Donovan Sharper, all the guys are out of here. They are, guys. They are. And once again, guys, you know, millennial men, I would say guys that are in their late 30s and early 40s are the most divorced group of men right now. And these are, you know, the two guys that I was talking about, they tend to have more fans that are like 15, 16, 17. But there's a large influx of grown men that are coming into the space. And guys, they see past the BS, right? Everyone that's in this chat sees through the BS. That's why you don't see us selling courses on how to get chicks or how to do crypto or any of that stuff. It's all BS. It's all BS, right? You
Absolutely.
know? So actually, hey, Camp, you want to break some news really fast, and then we'll get into the interview here?
Sure.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Guys, check this out. So I just found this story. Now watch this, guys. Watch.
8 people are facing charges in connection to a federal sex trafficking investigation. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve here. It's 9 o'clock. The announcement comes months after investigators were spotted raiding the Paris adult bookstore on Harry Hines in Dallas. The Justice Department says that store hosted illegal activities in the back and is connected to at least one death.
What? So you guys know what illegal activities means, right?
Y'all want to ask me what I'm doing? I'm outside hoeing. I work at hoeing. Y'all want to know what company I work at? I work at hoeing. That's the company I work at, hoeing.
Jeez.
Camp, have you been to Axel 304 TikTok? There's a whole area of 304 TikTok. It's crazy. Literal streetwalkers talking about how they're proud streetwalkers. It's absolutely insane.
I've been doing my best to kind of keep off of TikTok because the more I get on it, the more like racially charged content I get. You know, it's basically just people, you know, stealing from Walmart and getting caught, and you know, people are like, "Oh, I never have my ID." People that steal from Walmart never have their ID on them for some reason whenever they get arrested. It's always ridiculous. But yeah, I think the less I get on TikTok, the less my algorithm will feed me that stuff. So I'm just trying to like stay away.
8 bits here. What's going on, my brother? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Rajai, what's going on, my friend? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Red Door is here. Red Door, I have your sound effect still. I just haven't uploaded it to my soundboard. I will do it soon. Trust me. Okay. So
David Santendry has more from investigators tonight. David.
Looks like the lead singer to Radiohead, right?
Hey, Stephen, Heather. Yeah, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security calls Paris Adult Bookstore the longest-running commercial sex operation in North Texas.
Right now, I'm on call with my manager right now. You told me we're not doing interviews, no nothing like that.
No answers from Paris Adult Bookstore
You guys-
along Harry Hines Boulevard
You're gonna see why I'm pulling this up here. Watch.
in Northwest Dallas. The store labeled a sex trafficking front by federal investigators.
Damn.
The front of the store did sell novelty items, but the back consisted of locked hallways and rentable rooms used to facilitate commercial sex acts
Told ya.
and human trafficking.
The feds say
Wow.
husband and wife,
Yes.
Montre Lamont Mason and Eileen Mason,
Look at that, guys. See, people always blame men, but I think it's like 49 to 50% of everyone involved in this stuff are women. These madams, all these other chicks, they're involved in this too, but they always blame us guys.
managed the adult bookstore.
I was going to say, how much do you think revenue they were pulling in from the backroom stuff rather than the front room stuff?
The front room stuff, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Lynn Love Mason and Aaron Tyrone Betford worked as cashiers. Crescenda Doss,
There you go.
a security guard. This group and several
There you
others.
go, guys. Look at that. You think that this would stereotypically be all guys? No. Right? We know better over here.
Now federally indicted in an alleged conspiracy to commit sex trafficking.
Damn.
We launched this initiative because parts of Northwest Dallas had become a corridor of criminal activity.
Look,
An example, in 2023, 3 juvenile females were trafficked at Paris.
look at that. Look
Man.
at that, guys. Guys,
How long do they think this operation was going to continue without somebody speaking on it? There's no NDA being signed, none of that.
I honestly don't know. But as you, we'll do one more story and then we'll get into the interview here. Here we go. Check this out.
Accused of running over and causing the death.
Wang, she can get it. How you doing? Every now and then that we get on these streaks of all these hot news anchors. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, for half a second, I thought you were talking about the lady being reported on, not the
No,
reporter
no,
herself.
no.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
I
Because her
messed up.
picture was bigger than the reporter. I glanced over, like, oh, the reporter. Okay, yeah.
A woman accused of running over and causing the death of her colleague at Bentley's Tavern in Malta has just pleaded guilty. Zach Richter joins us here in the studio with how much time Morgan Lang could spend in prison and the new details we're learning right now. Zach, good afternoon to you.
Sabrina, good afternoon to you. Morgan Lane pleaded guilty this afternoon at the Saratoga County Courthouse to running over her coworker, Joshua Soden, in the parking lot of Bentley's back on September 8th, and then disposing of an open container of hard seltzer before police arrived.
I knew it.
According
Guys, white girls and white claws.
Like 2 peas in a pod, man.
They're at the bar. They got in a fight, and she said,
prosecutors, 29-year-old Joshua Soden of Saratoga Springs was hit by Morgan Lane's car back in September of last year and later died from his injuries sustained from that crash. Prosecutors said Lane tried to get her coworkers at Bentley's Tavern to dispose of evidence. And at the Saratoga County Courthouse today, cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom as Morgan Lane pleaded guilty to vehicular manslaughter and tampering with physical evidence. News Channel 13 has also learned this afternoon that the family of Joshua Soden has notified Morgan Lane and Bentley's that they plan to sue.
damn, look at that. But guys, do you see this guy right here? See that? If you have to wear a suit to work, guys, at least be in shape. This guy, he's in decent shape. How many dumpy fat dudes do we see wearing suits? Guys, come on. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that you got to be an Olympic athlete, but guys, be in decent shape, especially if you have to wear a suit to work. You just look like a clown with your like 500 pounds and you're oozing out of a suit. Come on, man, you know? But Camp, before we segue into the interview here,
Mhm.
you know, we see that Tate got arrested, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know? And I think that I said on your stream, I always laugh when people bring him up when they talk about our space,
Mhm.
because this is like how people were talking about violent video games in the 2000s when we're still talking about Doom and Wolfenstein. It's like, bro, no one even plays those anymore. Anyone that actually brings this dunderhead up, when they talk about red pill, of course, the manosphere shows how uninformed they are. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
No, absolutely. I mean, they don't realize that not only has his relevance kind of waned and stuff, but just his contribution to the red pill has never been apparent. He's always been like maybe like a figurehead in the manosphere or whatever, but he's never claimed to be any leader in that and stuff. Just on his own little island with him and Tristan, and basically, doing their own thing. And if these other people want to collaborate with them and have them as a guest and stuff on their Red Pill podcast, it doesn't necessarily mean that he aligns with everything. I mean, because he's talked trash about FNF. Like indirectly by saying all Red Pill is just a bunch of dorks that don't know how to talk to women.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And that's one thing that I can say is a difference between, camps, subs, my subs, our spaces, guys. Once again, you don't see a lot of infight. Guys, I told you guys once again, you will never see me beefing with another YouTuber. Why? It makes no sense. And guys, we can agree to disagree. And we can all say, are we going in the right direction, right? Do we all have the same goals? But when you see people who are always getting in squabbles and always backstabbing each other, that's how you know that they're not anyone to listen to. So
I mean, dude, look at Sneeko right now, man. He's beefing with everybody, and even before that, it was like Tate was throwing everybody under the bus, in terms of like he was innocent during that whole HH being played in the club and stuff. And we found out later, we uncovered it on my stream that it was actually Fresh and Myron that facilitated getting that song played in the club. But then when the status quo was like, hey, blame everything on Sneeko because he's like the most expendable one of the group, it just showed you how fragile that whole, dynamic was.
Let me see. Well, guys, so Camp, while we're getting started here, do you want to tell people your story and how you got Red Pill or how you came to the space, and then why you became a content?
So I guess I've been on YouTube for about 14 years. I got started basically just doing like tech content, unboxings, and maybe if I ever had any type of like family memory that I wanted to record and stuff, I was doing that. And then, the next phase of my YouTube channel was I was definitely into gaming a lot. So I was doing a lot of like Call of Duty streams. I was doing a lot of Black Ops emblem creations and stuff. I'm a graphic designer by trade. So, designing like any type of art was kind of like my thing. So I was doing that for a while. And, then I basically would work at my day job, but I would also listen to podcasts. And during that time, I was listening to a lot of Kevin Samuels. I would put it in the background and I would listen to that. I would listen to the Black Channel. What's his name? The Business. And also, Fresh and Fit every once in a while, just for background noise. I never, really kind of, took any of this stuff for advice, because by this time I had already been, 2 years into a marriage, happy, with, kids on the way and stuff. And, I was just settled into, just working a lot. And, when I got off, taking care of my family and everything. And then I realized that, a lot of the stuff that was being put online in terms of like the Red Pill and, basically just trying to mold young men's minds and stuff, a lot of it was just kind of a little extreme. And it just seemed to, kind of snowball, at least with Fresh and Fit. I noticed that during the time, Fresh was still not really contributing much to the podcast, and Myron was more of like the thought leader of the whole podcast. And
Isn't that how it goes the whole time?
There's always, we've seen this before. We've seen this with like Howard Stern, and then we've seen it with, a couple other creators. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. There's always like, the analytical, straight guy, and then there's another. Well, I use straight in quotations when I'm talking about Myron, but then like when we talk, and then there's the, the jester, the guy that kind of gives the colorful commentary. There's always the sidekick that does that, and they're not necessarily like as informative or as smart as the host, but they do kind of add kind of an everyman element. And that's what I thought like Fresh was, his position on the podcast, but he just seemed to kind of be lacking in that. He kind of just like would sit around and just kind of wait to end the show. And he was like a human soundboard. And the whole idea of, writing the whole book and stuff about why Myron deserves Fresh, that started out as a Reddit comment. And then it was also a comment on YouTube for another content creator called Duke the Don. He used to critique Red Pill content, and he used to have tons of videos dedicated towards clowning the Saint and the Sinner, Donovan Sharp, Fresh and Fit, and he just used to clown on them, and I used to find that stuff entertaining too. So I remember he had this one video talking about how Fresh was useless to the podcast, and I wrote in his video, I said, Myron should write a book about why Myron deserves Fresh. And it was right after he had released his first book, Why Women Deserve Less. And, me being a graphic designer, I didn't want to waste that talent. So I went ahead and threw together the whole mock-up of what the book would look like as far as the cover, even the back part. I even did like a barcode and everything, even like all that stuff, because I'm really good at visualizing ideas and executing. And then I wanted to kind of give couple details about the book that would kind of entice people to like want to know about it. And it would basically just explain why Fresh is basically useless to the podcast and how it can operate completely better without him, but also explaining his role and just more defining it, because a lot of people didn't know what he did, what was his actual contribution. I figured if I could list that out, then it would probably be something that at least, we finally have the answer for, so I was more like providing a service, but also kind of trolling and being funny at the same time. It was supposed to be a joke. It was never supposed to be a reality, but of course, after maybe like a year later, I was actually able to like gather enough information to actually put the book together. And by the time it was finished, I just did like a live reading on my channel, and it became a reality, but yeah.
But guys, Camp called into Fresh and Fit and went viral. This is what, 2 years ago?
2 years, yeah.
Yeah. There's clips of Camp's Fresh and Fit call that have millions of views. He went viral because he cooked Fresh so bad. And he was just saying things that are true. And we'll go over that call later on, but there's some questions that I'm going to go over. But guys, please go over to his channel, drop him a sub, please. I'd appreciate that. Camp goes live Saturdays at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. You guys, I jump on there now and then, and Camp has some pretty good debates with some of his callers about red pill stuff. So Camp, first question, what do you think of the current, what do you think the current state of Red Pill / Manosphere is? I know that they're different, but people group them together. What's the current state of the Red Pill, do you think?
Right now, I just think that it's at this kind of standard where it has to remain polarizing in order to stay relevant. Otherwise, you look outside the Red Pill, not a lot of people are even talking about the issues that they are focusing on like 100% of the time, and a lot of it, anybody that does know about it, they just openly reject it because they're like, just for example, sleeping with 50 women in order to discern female nature. A lot of people are gonna be like, you don't need that much, that seems a little extreme, that you would have to have that many pump and dumps in order to discern female nature. And really, what is it putting you at risk? It's putting you at risk at possibly having STDs, children, a collection of baby mamas. I mean, I don't know about you, but my boys can swim, and I hit all my targets. So like if I got a double wrap it sometimes, but no, it's just it's one of those things like I don't miss. I'm like Denzel Washington in Training Day, man. Yeah. And so I like doing that whole thing. I'm just like, you can't take that advice.
Well, I can tell you that the descriptive part, right? Because remember, Red Pill to me is a set of descriptors. It's a dossier that teaches men what to expect and how to deal with the world. The prescriptive part is where it comes into contention, right? Are you MGTOW? Are you black pill? Are you listening to what Fresh and Funky say, right? Mm-hmm. I think the descriptive part is becoming more and more mainstream to where like the whole hypergamy thing, like telling a 19-year-old, look, you're SMV. I mean, a lot of girls your age are going to like guys that are older than you, more established or whatever.
Mhm.
Or even then, that hypergamy is contextual, right? So for instance, the captain of the football team or the star basketball player at a college will have the same status in college as a millionaire would in the real world. So it's contextual, right? But chicks
Absolutely.
kind of look up. So don't spin your wheels trying to play a losing game. If you're 19, 20, you're a little awkward, whatever, spend the next 10, 15 years getting your physical game up, getting some money, whatever, and it'll come. But I think
Absolutely.
that part is you see more and more young guys, like my nephew's 20. He's been saying kind of the red pill descriptive part since he was 15 or 16 during the cough, right? So that part, it's the prescriptive part that I think people have issues with, because the most extreme prescriptions are the ones that actually go viral, are the ones that actually get the attention, are the ones I've never seen someone be able to disprove the descriptors. I've seen them go after the prescriptors and then who's saying it and how they're saying it. You
Exactly. Focusing on, the person who's speaking rather than the actual message itself. It's common sense as you grow into your manhood to prioritize fitness, finance, your discipline, and, later in life, entrepreneurship and your purpose, rather than just trying to center women and trying to pick up as many women as possible. It's like, yes, it's good to have confidence. It's good to have actual game, when you're talking to people and stuff, but that can translate to business as well. Being confident, being able to speak about anything, the more knowledge you have, the more experience you have, you'll be able to kind of explain things in a way that is digestible to a wide audience. Whereas if you become this, bottled up person with your own echo chamber, your thoughts are going to be a little bit more extreme and maybe less kind of taken in, or you'll extract these extreme thinkers that follow you on your every word. Look at Myron Gaines, dude. He's got a whole OSS army that will follow him to the death. And it's crazy. It's like people still follow him after seeing that this man has not had an actual relationship until his mid 30s, and that was performative as well. Well,
one thing that we have to deal with, and I know a lot of content creators in our space have to deal with, I call us alternative media, because we have to admit that the regular mainstream media is gynocentric. And there's a lot of misandry. So my job, your job, other content creators in space, is to create the male version of media that focuses towards men. Anytime that you create alternative thinking to anything, there's always the extremists who say they want the alternative to everything. So, for instance, the small hat country in the Middle East always comes up, or the flat earth. People, it's like, we're talking about dating and relationships, and people always got to go to the earth is flat. How do you square those two things? And look at what Myron Gaines did. Myron went from talking about dating and relationships to now he's all into politics and all this other stuff. And that's what got them demonetized off of YouTube. And Fresh even said it. What's the point in having this conversation? We can't really do anything about it. And all we're doing is losing money. And that's the one time that I ever saw Fresh, because remember, he dunked on Sneeko when he and Myron were having that conversation. And Fresh was like, look, guys, we're just losing money. What's the point? I'm like, dude, when Fresh is talking sense, things are cooked.
Yeah, when Fresh is the voice of reason, that's when all reason has left the building. It's common sense at the end of the day if you're going to be on a private platform like YouTube, you're going to know their rules and guides and regulations, and you're going to stay within those guidelines. That doesn't mean that you have to completely, not talk about certain things, but just, word it in a way that is informative rather than controversial.
Yeah.
I think what Redpill, what Fresh and Fit have done, they have leaned into the controversy, and they realize, well, they're really kind of scraping at the bottom of the barrel at this point. But to keep people engaged, they have to go extreme. They have to kind of do this Jerry Springer-esque type show where, you know, it's almost manufactured at this point where every type of interaction is going to be controversial and it's going to escalate to a point where someone's going to get kicked off the show, you know, or we're basically just going to offend you as much as possible until you leave, you know?
Yeah, I think that Eight at the Table did the Fresh and Fit style thing first, and then but Fresh and Fit, they were the first ones to make it really, really popular. So guys, anytime that it's the first to do it, they're always the worst, right? Sorry to say it, but people improve because it was like Eight at the Table, and then it was Fresh and Fit, and then it was Pearly thing. She had her in-person thing too, right? And Pearly things rarely had to kick people off her show, right? Even that Brian Atlas guy, even though he's like the worst Red Pill host there is, he drives me nuts. He rarely has to kick people off either. Right? You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, whatever podcasts go on for like 7-8 hours, dude. He'll order pizza to the stream. He'll feed them and everything.
Yeah. So guys, Camp, do you see the stream on your channel button on the upper right?
No. All I see, let's see, I see private chat. No, I see comments, recording. There's nothing here, so.
Or it might be on the bottom right.
Oh, share referral link. Let's see.
No.
Oh, here we go. No, that's not it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so.
Or it should be, because when I call into people's shows, I see it.
Do you have a paid version of StreamYard? Because I have the free version. I think that's probably why I don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, guys, I think that the cat's out of the bag as far as the descriptors that we talk about, and with me, it's just holding men and women to the same standards. Men can be low down lying pieces of trash, and women can be low down lying pieces of trash. Men can abuse, people. Women can too. That's just how it works, guys. That's just how it works. In the same way that men have a responsibility to use power and influence responsibly, women have beauty and influence that they have to use responsibly. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's two sides of the same coin. You could argue that men have to work for that power and influence, and women are born with it, but it's the same thing, and they can both do equal amounts of harm, right?
I believe that men have to create their value, and that is built over time, whereas women, they have to preserve their value. Ideally, if they preserve their value, then yes, they can go pretty far and create a good name for themselves, and possibly be wifed up by the high value men that they're searching for. But I think what a lot of women do, they take the path of least resistance, easy money, and short term easy money and long term consequences.
Yeah. So do you think that the Red Pill descriptors are mainstream? Meaning social media. I mean, you see.
I think still there. I mean, even though we think a lot of people know about this stuff, I still think it's still relatively small. I mean, even with that Enter the Manosphere with that documentary that just came out. Yeah. So that came out. So that kind of there's people that watch Netflix, whatever. There's over millions and millions of users that probably watch that were probably finally introduced to it in terms of all these different characters and stuff. I don't know if that translated to people actually seeking these figures out and, possibly subscribing to any of their courses and stuff. I don't know if it did that at all. I think just kind of shed a light on hey, this is what is kind of be marketed to young men. And even that other movie that came out, Adolescence, they still kind of had little bits and pieces, talking about Andrew Tate and the Red Pill and basically the ideology surrounding it. I think it has become, a little bit of light has been shed on it, but I don't think it's completely taken over to the point where, every man knows about the Red Pill ideology, or they identify as MGTOW or Black Pill or a Looks Max or anything like that. I think there's still people out there that just kind of have their own minds, and they look at all this other information that's out there as just yeah, I mean, you can take on some of these traits, but you want to kind of cherry pick the stuff that you agree with and leave the rest behind.
Yeah, I think the fact that there's so many trad cons really shows, and that trad cons have so much influence really shows that red pill, while some of our talking points people hear, like it might perk their ears, but I do think that it's here to stay, and that you really do see the Matt Walshes, the Michael Knowles, the Ben Shapiros that get so pissed off at the fact that like red pill guys do really have a lot of the ears of a lot of young guys. They can't stand the fact that there's guys on the internet that go against their happy wife, happy life. God told me to marry this single mom BS, right?
Right.
They actively attack people who talk about our talking points. And I've run this poll multiple times on my channel. Guys, in this chat, who is the biggest threat to any, I want to say, red pill guy who's assertive, ambitious, and trying to put his life together? Guys, we all know who the answer is. Guys, it's tradcons. Tradcons are more of a threat than feminists, than male feminists, than modern women. Tradcons are. What do you think about that, Cam?
So, I mean, I guess we got to define what a tradcon is to, everybody. So I believe it is a cultural, political outlook that favors preserving traditional social institutions, like marriage and values, especially regarding, family, religion, and gender roles. You travel outside the United States and you go into like a third world country, you're going to see that these traditional gender roles are upheld and people are staying together until they're old and gray. And I think that's kind of like it's a foundational institution that marriage is, men and women coming together for a common cause, bigger than themselves, and raising a family and continuing the human race. We could have this view of every man for himself and just get what you want out of life and, use women, dispose of them, and same with women can, use men for their resources and dispose of them and move on to the next. But it's like these people they're gonna die out and not have a legacy to live on if they want to remain single. I mean, yeah,
the thing, though,
I think marriage comes after. Marriage comes after you build yourself up.
One part about tradcons that you're missing, right? You are correct. But the tradcons have not acknowledged that the women they clearly define what men need to do. But they will not address the woman problem at all.
To women, they think they're perfect, man. Like they're already complete and everything. And men are the ones that need to work on themselves, basically.
Thank you. There's the big R word, and that's reciprocity. Okay. If you go to the Middle East, you go to Southeast Asia, the men and women come together and there's reciprocity in the relationships. The relationships are mutually beneficial. If you ask a Vietnamese woman what her duties are in a marriage, she can clearly tell you what those are. If you mention the word duty to a woman here,
how dare you?
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is tradcons, they mean well, but they have not addressed the big hole, and that us men cannot live like how our fathers. Okay, guys, here you go. Put a yes or a no in this chat. If you could find the same type of woman that your grandfather had, would you get married tomorrow? Yes or no? Would you get married and have kids tomorrow? I've asked this a bunch of times. Men say yes. Men want to get married in the West and have kids more than women do. But we've done the cost-benefit analysis and said the type of women that are worth risking, yes, are in short supply here. It's so bad that men are getting passports and going overseas. That's how desperate men are to marry. So the tradcons will take this righteous view and say, a man of God needs to take on this single mother and her bastard children. A man of God needs to ignore the fact that this woman had an OF page and has the herp derp. You got cooked in a divorce and she took you for everything that you have. You need to jump back on the horse and get married again. And it's like, bro, you have to address the fact that the women that are in these churches, the final resting place for a 304 oftentimes is in the church, right? And that
and usually by the time they turn to the church, it's already too late. They've already aged out. Their eggs are all gone, and there's just they basically just have to band together.
Yeah. But like, I honestly believe that tradcons, that they use the same shaming language that these modern women use. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to rewrite. And that's why it was so funny when Crowder got cooked. Crowder was, I was a virgin. My wife and I waited until marriage. We did everything right. And you're all jealous. And then he got cooked. And now he's saying our same talking points. And guys, can I just say this? Red pill is, you can be red pill and be married. You can be red pill and be in a relationship. You can be red pill and be single, or a passport bro, or MGTOW. They're not mutually exclusive. Guys, I have subs that are married. I have subs that are in relationships. I have subs who are passport bros. But guys, you have to put yourself first and then make the decision that you believe is best for you. If you believe that you met the right one and she's worth marry, I'm all for it, guys. I will support you 100%. If you've done that cost benefit analysis, you've looked at the data, and you think that it's worth taking the risk. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference in like my platform and others, is I trust that we're all, hip to the game, and we can do what's best for ourselves. Camp, you're saying?
Well, I just don't think that there's one size that fits all in terms of this advice. Like I've been married for 9 years, and I told myself, and I also told my wife, that I'm not getting divorced. I'm not getting married again if something happens and one of us, keels over. Like, I understand people that get married once and never get married again, because that's going to be me. Like, I don't want to go through that again. And I can just say that, yeah, I did it. I did it. I'm good. And I'm not saying that I'm going to, become this person, that will just shut down from women altogether. Like, no, I would probably still be open to the possibility, but it would, like today's time, it just seems like, times have changed in the last 5 to 10 years now. No, people aren't going to the same social gatherings as they used to. Everything's online now. I've never been on a dating app. I've never met anybody through a dating app, So I would be completely a man out of time if I were to, for something to happen to my wife and we're no longer together, So like, even me, I don't think that me giving advice to young men, I don't think that there is, I just don't think that it's one size fits all. I do think there are some tried and true methods in terms of what you can do for yourself and make yourself attractive to the opposite sex. In terms of, making sure you focus on yourself, like what you said, your fitness, your finances, making sure that you are a confident enough person, and competence and all that stuff to basically make yourself a catch, but don't make it like your sole reason for doing all this to get a woman. Like, a woman is a product of your success, So
I had Paul Elam on, and he was saying that his problem, and Fresh and Funky do this, their prescriptions center women.
Yeah.
They make their whole platform is making women the center of their universe. Why? Guys, we live in the best time ever to be a bachelor. The cheapest time ever. Guys, you could live in a bedroom, have a used car that's paid off, work a regular job, and have a great old time. If you choose to date and marry, fine. You have choices, but what Fresh and Fit do, they're just like tradcons, where they're making women the goal of men. And once again, that's a choice, guys. That's you can either choose to do it or not. But if you tell people, look, you need to be as useful, because all this, when you're talking about self-improvement, we're talking about making yourself useful. Because if you are useless as a man, then what good are you, right? Seriously, useless to your family, useless to society. If by making yourself useful and then choosing who you decide to share your time and resources with, you will get the best outcomes in life. Period. Right?
Absolutely.
But this whole thing where you do that just to get chicks, so you can bang 50 girls, bro. Like, what sense does that make? You know? So,
no, all it does is just give you more sex, you know, and you're just spinning your wheels. And I don't think you're progressing as a man. I mean, yeah, you're getting more experiences and stuff, but it's just, I don't know. I think when they say more money, more problems, I think more women, more problems.
Yeah. Guys, we all saw the super gonorrhea sign in Baltimore going around. And guys, we've seen the high five rates and the herp derp rates in Houston, Atlanta, and DC. Guys, men shouldn't be out there 300 or 400 round, and women shouldn't be out there either. And guys, if you're in Houston, man, you need vibranium to go out there. You need vibranium condom.
Oh man,
it's crazy. Cam, have you heard the actual statistics that 53% of B-dubs in Atlanta, Houston, and DC have the herp derp?
I've heard that, and that's another reason why I'm glad that I'm married, because I've been out of this game for 9 years, so I've been in my own little incubation. I've been fine. And I feel so bad for all these young guys that are out here trying to get their numbers up. And
incubation, pun intended. Oh,
double entendres all around, man.
So
I'm glad you caught that.
Do you want to go and let's define, was it red pill, black pill?
Absolutely.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
So
you go first.
I got my notes here because, for those of you that watch me and stuff, or they're just being introduced to me, I take a copious amounts of notes whenever something big like this comes up. So I have my notes right here, and starting with MGTOW, men going their own way. I can't name any creators. I'm sure you guys know some of them, but just the basic movement of men choosing to minimize or avoid long-term relationships, marriage, cohabitation with women, believing that the risks, they outweigh the benefits. Their core beliefs kind of center around, personal freedom, independence, avoiding legal and financial risks associated with marriage and divorce. They prioritize their career, their hobbies, traveling the world, basically just being self-sufficient, and some people, they date casually, while others, they avoid relationships entirely, that would be my whole definition of like MGTOW, basically men that I think have probably dabbled with or had experience with women, and then they made it their mind early enough that they're going to keep this to a minimum or just avoid it completely. That's my whole sum up of what MGTOW is. I don't know if that.
Yeah, I think that there's one big part of MGTOW. Guys, go and sub to Camp's channel, please. Guys, hit the like button, guys. Let me check the likes here because let's see here. Let me check, guys. A lot of the most prominent MGTOW guys tend to be guys that are in their 30s and 40s and 50s who got divorced, who got cooked, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But guys, I find that these guys that are 19, 17, 20, that have had no experience with women, that take the MGTOW stance, they tend to be angrier. You know what I'm saying? It's like because it's all theoretical to them. Whereas a guy who's been rung through this gynocentric misandrist court system and all this, he has a reason to actually be upset or to actually have to come to this realization that men, like, I need to do my own thing. But there's a big gap between like 18, 19, 22, 23-year-olds and then 35, 45, 55-year-olds. I mean, there are guys in the chat here that got destroyed in divorce, and the last thing they want to do is be near a chick again. And I understand that.
Yeah, makes sense.
19, 20, 21, 22 guys, you shouldn't be as jaded, irritable, and pissed off as a 65-year-old guy who got cooked in divorce and has to work at Walmart to friggin' pay his bills. That's complete. Or a guy who hasn't seen his kids in 7 years. That's different. You know
what happens with the power of hindsight with us, because we're a little bit further down the line. You got these young guys that are coming out of high school their hormones are completely out of whack. All they want to do is have sex, and have a girlfriend and stuff, because they don't want to be that guy that doesn't have a girlfriend. So, it's like, you would think, our wisdom is gonna be like, no, don't worry about that. Just focus on, doing good in school, getting a good career lined up and stuff, making some money. Just keep working hard until you stack your paper up, and just be independent. Take care of yourself and stuff, and manage your health, manage your sleep, all that stuff. But it's hard to tell a guy that's young like that to not, to completely just go away from, not swear off women, but just kind of like put them on the back burner. It's hard, because it's, they're bombarded with social media, I mean, and that's the problem about adult content, is that it's a slippery slope. Young guys that are single, they get dependent on it, and before you know it, it's like it becomes a substitute for actually talking to girls.
I think too that what I mean by guys get angry, there's one thing that us men don't like, and I don't use the term fair a lot. I would say more unjust. We don't like being treated unjustly, right?
Sure.
And a lot of older guys, when dealing with their ex-wives or someone or some woman at their workplace that does a false accusation, we get angry because we have that feeling that we've been treated unjustly, and then we have that aha moment. We're like, dude, I've been thinking about this all wrong the entire time. That's what I was saying because men don't do a cost benefit analysis. We do it for like work, but in our personal lives, we do it as a reaction to something, right? We go, look, this person, I don't know, did something in my house. Now I have to think, is this person worth having around? This you know what I'm saying? So
no, absolutely. I think it's just young people don't want to mess up. They don't want to make the same mistakes that their older, brothers and fathers made and stuff like that. So they do this online research. They fill their brain up with all of this information, and then they become paralyzed by knowing all this stuff. And then they're too afraid to do anything at all. So it's like the benefit that we have, as being older men, is that we didn't have all of this, structured red pill, MGTOW, all this stuff to to fill our heads with. We just went out, spoke to girls. We went out and spoke to people at social gatherings and stuff. And that's how, we know how to talk. We weren't on our phones trying to even the text game isn't like the young guys, it's like they prioritize having a optimized dating profile, having, text game on point, knowing how to, do basically getting many leads rather than just focusing on one. And it's like, there's so much pressure to be a young guy today because everybody's had to kind of level up their technology phase and stuff. Whereas, the less stuff that we had to, as far as tools to put ourselves out there, it was a simpler time.
But Cam, where was the past 1980? Where was the number one place where people met their spouse?
I mean, people. Oh, you're talking about the 1990s?
Yeah.
People were meeting at parties, school,
no, they were
work.
Meeting at work.
Yeah, work. Yeah, absolutely.
A little thing called Me Too happened.
Oh yeah, HR got involved.
and people have been cooked ever since. And guys, the OG MGTOW red pill guys were Tom Likas. He was saying this stuff in the 90s, guys. Mark Rudolph, Patrice O'Neill. They
love Patrice O'Neill, man.
Any and all people who are on YouTube. Patrice and Tom Likas were saying in 1999. Tom Likas, he was saying in 1997. So before the internet was even a thing, Tom Likas was on national radio saying this stuff. So, so what do you think about? Hold on, what did we say?
So we got black pill.
Yeah,
black pill.
Yeah.
So black pill, for what I have it defined is just physical appearance, genetics is it largely determines romantic success. So that means having good teeth, being the right height, having good skin. Leaving very little for improvement. It's like you're either born to dominate, or you just got to kind of look smacks in some other way. Dating markets are fixed. Self-improvement has a limited impact. the problem is that these black pillars, if they don't rise to the occasion, then things kind of get a little dark. They either take themselves out, or worse, they become a lot of these shooters that go into schools and stuff. I would definitely say that it's further down the line of rejection, and also not having the outlet to kind of understand these moments that happen in life. That some men, they can take their licks in stride and learn from it and improve, and there's some people that just get beaten down by it and they don't know how to improve from it.
Well, I think that just saying that you're red pill or saying that you're MGTOW, you're more indifferent towards women.
Oh, absolutely.
Towards it. Black pill is more taking on a more active, like, well, it's but in a bad way, right? Because you had talked about like, oh, there's Chad and then there's me, right? And then actively like it's an active comparison that's going on. And it kind of leans into victimhood a little bit. I'm not trying to say all black pill guys are like this, but there's a good chunk that slide down in this. Now I know guys that are black pill that are saying, I just never want to deal with women again. No way. I don't want to be around them, which is fine. Like if you've had a false accusation, if you've been fired then you want to avoid them at all costs. That's a more active. Okay, there's two branches. There is the one step farther than MGTOW, and then there's a sliding into, well, I'm just not Chad, so I'm not going to try, like you had said. It's going to discourage like growth, as a person, because you just kind of halt your development. If you cut women out of your life, I'm not even just saying just in a romantic sense, but just in a completely like cold turkey sense, like I'm not dealing with women at all. It's like, I don't know what that does long term for the humans, the male psyche. Do you become this uncompromisable person that is always on 11, just speaking your mind and having no filter? Do you become that guy at the bar that just is just this creep guy, or in any situation, you're just this creepy guy that is not good around women? Because you're just always extreme and all this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I think it can manifest itself in many different ways. And I just think that it's good to at least figure out what causes these things, whether it is an accusation or a bad breakup or something, and just learn to, find a crowd of people that can possibly have dealt with the same thing and can probably help you through it. I think that's the thing. There's just men don't have a lot of places they can go to where they can't, where they're not going to get judged, Yeah. And guys, once again, this is the most, drop a 1 in the chat if you agree. This is the most tolerant part of social media. Because guys, once you say you're red pill and you stop simping, guys, we don't judge. I don't judge you guys. Guys, we've all simped. We've all got. You know what I'm saying? We've all been a simp. That's how it works, because I don't judge you guys. I don't.
No, I think we all come. Some people come out the other side, though. You got to come.
Because I'm not going to judge you for it. Now, if you keep simping, that's something different. If you're sub to some OF chicks page or whatever, guys, we will judge you then. Because if you're honestly improving yourself, doing the right thing, guys, you guys know how many guys I get emails from that tell me their stories about overcoming substance abuse, overcoming these breakups or these divorces, guys. And here's the thing, guys. Let's just say that you got divorced, you go whatever, guys. The best thing that you can do is you can live is win the game of life. I'm telling you guys, if you want to get back at your ex, guys, elevate yourself. They can't stand that. Oh no,
the best revenge is success, man. I'll never forget that. That's one of the. I mean, that basically applies in relationships and in your career. Yeah. Most people say that, once I got fired from this job, whatever, I was depressed and everything. It's like, dude, that's an opportunity for you to pursue something else. Like that. When one door closes, another one opens. If you have that mindset, you can never lose.
But if I could just say, guys, I think incels and femcells are the most pathetic people I'm sorry, guys. Really, you want to talk about a group that centers women more? I can't think of anyone worse than these incels. Really, dude, your whole life is just women, yeah. You know what I mean? What are you doing? It's the entitlement. They sound just like these modern women. You know what I'm saying?
It's the result of loneliness, rejection, and alienation. You know, it's basically you sit in that long enough and there's just no way out of it. You know, it's like, unless you want to make the change. I think that's, I mean, honestly, man, with all these different categories of this, you know, red pill, wherever group you fall into, it's a matter of if you want to stay in that and, you know, find a community of people that will support you in this type of, you know, lifestyle, or if you want to make the change, you know, if you are not happy with it and you want to get out of it. And this whole feeling of hopelessness, you know, that black pillars have, I think it's like, that's kind of what incels lead into. Incels lead into this whole black pill thing if they want to make a change and possibly, you know.
Here's the thing that irks me the most,
Mhm.
because they say women are just trash, and I mean these UFOs are trash. They're nothing. This and that. But at the same time, have enough power to be the cause of all the problems in their life. You can't have it both ways. You can't talk out of both sides of your neck. You know what I'm saying? They say
absolutely.
that women are down here, but then they're up here enough to cause my problems. How does that work? That logic just doesn't track. And guys, once again, the moment that you realize no one's coming to save you, right? So you have to make yourself better and save yourself. And guys, the only people who care about the plight of men is other men and those who you choose to allow in your circle, your family, your friends. And guys, some of your family can be your biggest ops. I told you guys, my oldest sister is like the worst person I've ever met in my entire life. She's been my biggest op for my entire life. So guys, oftentimes you got to cut family out too. So now, Camp, you're how old?
I'm 43.
Yeah, yes, you're a couple years younger than I am. There's something that I'm trying to develop here. And guys, everyone put how old you are in the chat. My analytics, my major audience are guys 40 to about 60, right? But there's a good chunk of guys that are in their mid late 20s that watch this content also. And I'm trying to work this out. So I talked to Paul Elam about this.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Jeff St. James about this, and now I'm talking to you. What do you have to say to these guys that are like 26, 27, 28, 29? They just graduated from law school, grad school. Maybe they've been a tradesman for about 5 years. Their business is taking off, but now they've just got that big bump in pay, right? They're coming into themselves, meaning their personality and all this other stuff. What advice do you have for them? Because what I see them doing, the first thing that they do is add the first pretty face that they see into their life. And they get hooked.
I got about 9 things that I wrote down for this question, and none of them involved getting in a relationship. So if you're ready, here we go. So the first thing I would say is build a 6 month to a year emergency fund. That basically, you know, just if you're not in a relationship, you're not spending money, you're just stacking your money. Okay. If you're paying bills and stuff like that, you're still making it you want to make an excess to where you are able to save every month or every week and stuff. I mean, for me, I had this one thing where if I save $35 every day, you can have enough money for like I think it's like what, $5,000 or something like that by the end of the month, or maybe like $1,000 a month or something like that. Yeah, 500. I don't remember the math, but I just remember that I want to basically save like 1,000 every month, and that's like completely not even thinking about it. You can build your emergency fund without even like really doing it. Just have it where your bank is set up to where you allot over, you know, $35 a day or whatever you feel comfortable doing, you know, and just save money, you know, eliminate high interest debt. In terms of like, you know, credit cards and stuff like that. I know a lot of people, they get into credit card debt, early when they're in school and stuff, buying, what's it called, books and everything and all that stuff. So, and then, of course, when they get out, they have that debt as well. I would just say, like, decrease unwanted purchases, like I know a lot of people, they like, I gotta have a car, instead of like taking public transportation or whatever, like they prioritize the wrong things. I gotta have these new shoes, I gotta have, like this game or whatever. It's like, if you can cut out all of the distractions and just kind of focus on only paying for the necessities in terms of like, food and board, and just stuff that you need to do, whatever that you need in order to work towards your goal, do that. Increase retirement contributions. Some places are set up with 401k, retirement, all that stuff like that, but I also think that people should also be investing their money and basically making it work for them as they get further down the line. If you're in that like 20 to 29 year old range, whatever, that's probably the perfect time to do it. So I said invest consistently in diversified low cost index funds. There are some that you can do where, you're literally investing maybe less than like $100 or something and to start off with. And then, you sit it there, forget it, and you just keep investing a little bit here every month. And, it grows by the time that you're in your 40s, 50s, and because you had that whole 20 years to do all that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't actually get that knowledge until they're in their 30s and 40s. That's the unfortunate part, But so improve physical health through regular exercise and nutrition. This is kind of an obvious one, a common sense one. Unfortunately, we are bombarded with fast food, convenience, Uber Eats. I think a lot of people live a sedentary lifestyle where they're at work in front of a computer all day, and then they come home and they're in front of a computer all day. But getting that exercise and getting enough sleep is important as well. I think another thing.
That's why you always see me answer your Discord things at like 3 a.m. I was like, but guys, can I just cut in here and say, guys, these GLP-1s, guys, there is no shortcuts. Okay. Look at all the side effects from these GLP-1s. We watched the thing on the chick who went blind. She had a stroke in her eyes from Ozempic, and now she's blind. And it just happened. There's no pain. It just it happens, and it's irreversible. Guys, there are no shortcuts. There's no get rich quick. There's no lose weight quick. This is not happening, guys. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta take the high road and do the hard work. Yep. So I said, exercise, nutrition. Develop communication and leadership skills. Now, I said on my live stream last time is that, men need to be leaders. I understand that leadership is not for everybody, but I think you need to at least be a leader of yourself. Now, I've spoken to a lot of Gen Z men, and leadership is something that's almost kind of like bred out of them because they're more followers than leaders. They rather just conform to whoever's in charge and just do just enough to not get fired. And I don't know if that's the way to be. I think you want to be doing better every year. And whatever you're doing, and whether it's in your life or in your career, you want to be doing better every year. And if that means working more, I think Kevin Samuel said that you should not be settling for 40 hours a week, but 60 hours a week, Yep. And if that means getting 2 jobs to fill up your time so that you're not sitting at home spending money online or whatever, then I think you should do it. And especially in your 20s to 30s, whatever, that's like you have all the energy and the time in the world to do it. And you hopefully you don't have anything weighing you down like a relationship and kids that's going to, siphon your money, which, most people in their 20s are not going to have that. What else did I say? So expand your professional network. This is going to be through your, socials, if it's on LinkedIn or even in Facebook. I basically have all of the friends I had when I was in college and in high school, and I keep in touch with these people because from time to time
I need them for certain aspects in terms of, maybe some advice, or whatever. And they'll need me for something design wise, because that's my background. So if they're starting up a business and they need like a business card or something like that, I'm good for that. But it's good to, keep those, that professional network, people that you can utilize from time to time. And I mean, you definitely start with family and friends, but also, build out your network, and just people that you can, come to time that could help you out and expedite whatever goals you have. Let's see, be intentional about dating rather than assuming income alone. What I mean by that is just don't spread yourself too thin, and don't just go out with the intention of just, sleeping with a woman and stuff, like it goes back to your whole not centering women and stuff. But, if you're going to go out and have a good time, it's like, don't take it off the table that you have to sleep with someone tonight, or you have to, it's like, I think men put a lot of pressure on themselves.
Camp, if I could just interject.
Go ahead.
Camp said, guys, don't feel obligated to, right? Guys, this goes with dealing with bad first dates. Guys, you are obligated to sit and listen to some broad, whine about her ex, talk mess. Guys, if the date's going bad, excuse yourself, pay your half of the tab, and get out of there. You guys know how many first dates I sat there. I'm like, why am I even here? And then I realized, I don't have to be here. I don't have to. You don't have to be there. If you guys text or here. If you meet some broad and she's doing the whole, showing her face from that upward angle thing on the dating apps, and then you go, you walk to the table, you sit down, and then she walks up and guys.
Oh man,
she doesn't look anything like her pictures, guys. Her picture was 40 pounds ago. Guys, just excuse yourself and say, hey,
dude, women are the masters of angles, dude.
Yeah.
They really are. It's crazy.
That's the best part about these feminists saying, oh yeah, your marriage is patriarchy and all that stuff. It's guys, they've made it clear that us guys don't have to do anything anymore. We don't have to we're not obligated to do anything except take care of ourselves and do what's best for us. Now, guys, once again, if what you think is best for you is finding a chick, settling down and getting married, that's fine too, because always put your interest first. Because guys, once again, and I need to make this into a shirt, when men win, everyone wins. When women win, women win. That's just the way it works. If I were to give any man $5 million, he'd be like, oh snap, I can buy a house, I can find a wife, right? And my kids can play here. You give a woman money, all of a sudden she wants to go to friggin' Barbados. She wants to go to Turks and Caicos. Right.
Yeah, I mean, women are self-interested, man. They're self-interested. While when we get resources, it's built into us inherently that we want to share that and build, with whoever we're around, if it's not in our relationship, build our close friends up, and basically build our network up and stuff,
Yep.
So
because you aren't obligated to do anything other than take care of yourself, your interests, and who you choose to take care of. Guys, hit the like button, guys. Let's try and get the likes up, guys. Drop a couple super chats too. Those are always good, guys. Go and sub to Camp's channel. I appreciate that. And now what were you saying?
The last thing I was going to say is build your hobbies and friendships that aren't connected to work,
Ding, 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 ding.
That's the last one. I think that's probably the most important one. I think a lot of guys don't have hobbies. Some guys were like, no, I go to bars to hit on women. That's a hobby. And like, no, it's not. It's not a hobby, man. But it's like, I think men, we're good with our hands, some of us are crafty, they're more crafty than the others, but whatever you have in terms of like a talent or an interest, I think, you should incorporate that into your life into a way where it's like, it doesn't affect your work. It's something you can do in your free time, and it gives you a little piece of your life back. I think some guys, we work so hard. Okay. And we get so sucked into our job that it becomes our everyday routine, and we don't have that time to decompress because we're just constantly sleeping, going to work, sleeping, going to work, and it really is, man. It's like you take that time to yourself. It's in itself therapy, and it kind of recenters ourselves. So I think it's very important.
Well, I don't give a lot of dating advice, but I can say, guys, that one of the easiest ways to meet women is to have a really good hobby that you can show competence. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Guys, I tell this story all the time. I knew this guy in college, and he had like a gimp arm. You know what I'm saying? Like he had like a yay arm. You know what I'm saying? But he was really good at pool, at like billiards, at pool. He would run tables. He would win tournaments. And tell me why? Because he's in a bar. He's drawing crowds. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Guys, he would just yeah, and he'd be smashing
completely running the table,
right.
huh?
He'd be smashing chicks left and right.
Yeah.
Guys, running groups. Guys, tie up those running shoes and be able to run a 5K. Those run groups are like 77% chicks. You'll be one of the only straight and single guys there. Guys who are good at darts, guys who can play the guitar, guys who are good at karaoke, guys, anything where you can show your competence in doing things, right?
Yeah.
You can get chicks, guys who are good at jiu-jitsu, go to these tournaments where there's like either like a chick that trains at another gym or a chick who's in the crowd, and she's seeing you tap a bunch of guys out, you know what I'm saying? And later on that night, you'll be, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it works.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of what, it's the simple thing of just writing down what interests you, what are your goals, and kind of just really visualizing, what makes you happy. Yeah. I think that's, some guys, they don't take the time to do that. So they're just kind of just living during the moment, and they don't have any focus because they haven't had time to focus, or they haven't prioritized that, So it's like, once you figure out what you're good at, I say, dive yourself into it in your free time and just, hone your craft. For me, it's designing. Like, I love designing stuff. I love helping others, with whatever, work related stuff that they want and stuff. If I can just improve somebody's like, image in terms of their, their product or brand and stuff, that's where I can shine. And that's where I feel like I'm not actually working, but I'm actually doing the thing that I'm meant to do here, And I get so much satisfaction out of that. And I think, it takes time, though. You're going to have to do a lot of different jobs and learn a bunch of different skills in order to realize, like, what are you naturally good at and what makes you happy when you have the end result. You
have to go outside of your comfort zone, guys.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
absolutely.
Guys, all you guys who are in the military, you guys know that day you left for boot camp, how scared you were, or when you first shot a gun, or when you first got punched in the face during combat training. I remember my very first day of freaking kickboxing. And this big dude went woof and kicked me right there. It's like, but guys, that's where you really, really learn what you're made of. You know what I'm saying? Is when you put yourself outside your comfort zone. Kent, so question for you, really, really, really fast. What solutions do you have for guys? Because we all know guys that have been divorced, that have got.
Oh, sure. I got a group of them.
You know what I'm saying? What advice do you have for guys that are like 35, 45, 55, that are basically like the dust is settling on their divorce? And here, talk because I'll be right back. So the floor is yours.
So I got about 8 things that I wrote down in terms of this question. And I as far as the priorities, I would say stabilize your financial situation with a realistic post-divorce budget. Now, this is probably going to be after you've paid off, all of the lawyers and all that stuff, you're going to be back at work, and you're probably going to have to downsize. In terms of where you're living and whatever, depending on how the divorce cuts you in half, if you didn't have a prenup, and then you're going to probably have to, be realistic about, the job and what you're working and stuff. And also, if you need to work more now that you don't have this wife to take care of, you're going to have a lot more time to yourself. So do you work more or take on a second job and stuff, and then just stack up your paper. I think you kind of need to put yourself in that mode that nobody's going to come to save you. So this is the time now to not really sit in your divorce, and just look at it as a new opportunity to kind of hit the reset button. So I would say stabilize your financial situation. Number 2, meet legal obligations while planning for future financial goals. Of course, if you're in a marriage, you're going to possibly have children. I think, you want to maintain strong relationships with your children. If the court granted you, primary custody, visitation, whatever, depending on however you broke up. And so just make sure that you are still there for your children if you have children there. Seek counseling or support if you're struggling emotionally. Now, I have not experienced a divorce. I've only been married once. These are kind of things that I would do in terms of, making sure that I don't go crazy, finding a core group of men to at least confide in and figure out my situation emotionally, so I won't, go off the deep end and just, I don't want to, yeah. I just don't want things to be worse for me. I want to basically be able to get back on this horse of life and continue to ride on, rebuild physical health and daily routines. I mean, this basically goes back to structure, get back, you'll have more time to, you're not going to have to answer anybody if you're divorced, so if you want to go work out at a 24-hour gym, it's always there. So focus on your health, make sure that you're eating right, get enough sleep and stuff. And, do it for yourself. Don't do it so that you can find somebody else and possibly get on this marriage carousel again. No, do it for yourself. That you're the most important person, and the only person that is pulling for you is yourself. So focus on that. Reconnect with friends and family. You're going to have time for this and community and stuff. Not everybody's going to have a YouTube channel, but I definitely think, you're going to have your core group of friends that were always there, and, reconnect with them, spend time with them, and, just get a little bit of your life back, your own identity back, because I think sometimes what happens in a marriage, you are together for so long, you kind of block out those friends, or friends and family on the extreme ends, and you just kind of just focus on each other. And I think some people kind of lose themselves, so that they've done that for so long. When they get out, they just don't know who they are. I think it's good to reestablish connections with friends and your community. The next one I have is avoid rushing into another serious relationship.
Yeah,
before you process the previous one.
Ding, ding, ding.
So I think that's kind of a mistake that people they get married and divorced, and I mean a smaller version of that would be breaking up with your girlfriend to get into another relationship, like not taking that time to be by yourself to really kind of process that relationship, what went wrong, what you did wrong, what she did wrong, and why the whole thing dissolved and stuff. I think, taking that time to be by yourself is so important, because you got to center yourself back to that point where you're good being alone. You're not like depressed by being alone, but you're happy, And once you're happy with yourself, then that means other people can be happy with you, The last thing I wrote was explore new interests, education, or career growth that can reinforce a sense of purpose. I know sometimes in marriages or relationships and stuff, you're putting things on the back burner because you're having to juggle all of these things, whether it's a house, children, or, the relationship and stuff, and you kind of lose focus of your goals. But when you are now post this divorce, you have this time now to kind of recenter yourself and focus on, what's important and, getting to that next step. If you have to take a certification, if you have to, take a course and stuff, or go to night school or something like that to get the certification so you can do this new skill. Get a skill, do something that's going to benefit yourself and other people,
That goes back to the hobbies thing you were talking about. But I think that the number one thing when it comes to divorce, when it comes to reestablishing yourself, the number one thing that there's the one word that men need to really, really think about is boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Boundaries. I think the very idea of men having any type of boundaries in any type of relation of any situation that involves women is heresy. You know what I mean? It's blasphemy, right? Mm-hmm. Boundaries with the women you work with, right? So for instance, guys, I'm 6'3", 250. AJ, can you lift the bottle of water? No, I'm not a mule. Hey, the paper's out. Can you lift the big? No, we all get paid the same. We're all equals here, right? In marriages, oftentimes when a man's miserable in his marriage, it's because he let his boundaries go. She has hers, but then she whittles his down, and then she ends up getting her way more and more. So if you do get divorced, you have to learn how to establish boundaries again. And if you do choose to marry or date again, you have to have those boundaries. Period.
Yeah, don't compromise. You're gonna come back in. You're gonna get back into the next relationship a little bit wiser, a little bit smarter.
Yeah. For instance, guys, you make a date with a chick, 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. If she's late, leave. No 15 minutes, no 25 minutes, no 45 minutes. Guys, put a 1 if you've been on a date with some broad and it's half hour, 45 minutes. She comes strolling in like, hi. Guys, you are showing her that you are not that you have no boundaries. Because that's disrespectful. You are letting the world know that it's okay to disrespect you and that your time is not worth anything. If there's a girlfriend who you have, right? Let's just say that you guys are dating. She comes over to your house and says, "Oh, well, you need to do this." No, this is how I like my house. We don't live together. I like my work boots there. I like my mismatched couch that I've had since college. I like that. If you don't like, get out. You know what I'm saying? That's your space, your boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If she wants to do that thing that these broads do with it, take 18,000 pillows and put it on the bed. Why do you need so many pillows? Why?
Exactly. You got to take them all off when you're ready to go to bed, and you got to put them right back on when you're ready to leave.
I've had chicks bring extra pillows to my house. I'm like, I don't need these pillows in my house. Get them off of my freaking thing. Why? Because you have to set these boundaries early, and you have to stick to them. Because believe it or not, women actually respect guys who have boundaries more. They really do. And guys, you can oftentimes get, anyways. But yeah, guys. I would like to add on to what you just said, as far as like not compromising, with women post-divorce and stuff, is like women with children is probably a contentious issue or at least a statement that I'm going to say is that, avoid women that have children. Yes, thank you.
It's just as simple as that. I know some people, some women are going to probably not like me for saying that, but no, honestly,
you have kids. I think people who have kids should date each other. Because if a man has kids, the woman will never be his number one priority because he has kids. If the woman has kids, then the man's never going to be. So they're on the same playing field. But I don't want to be a woman where I'm not her number one priority.
No, absolutely. I know this is another thing I'm going to say that women probably aren't going to like, is that if you have a good relationship with your child's father, maybe if you're willing to get back into this dating game and stuff, maybe you should give your children to their father. And if that way you can start fresh. That would be my best advice to single mothers out here. I'm not saying keep your kids a secret, but just, come into the relationship solely by yourself so the man can completely focus on you. Exactly. And, it'd still be straight up that, yes, I have kids and all that stuff like that. And if he still stays, then yeah, but it's just like this whole thing about being a stepfather is not a career path that I would recommend to any man.
Not at all. It's taking it out. And here's the thing, guys, back in the day, because my mom was a single mom when my dad met her. So my sister's my half sister. And back in the day, you would get social capital for taking on a single mom because oftentimes they were either abandoned or the guy was abusive. You didn't see back in the 70s, the 50s, the 60s, the 80s, women just having to just bastard kids. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't now. So my dad got a lot of social capital because he took on my mom and my sister. Those days are over, guys. Those days. And when my mom met my dad, she told my sister, "This is your father now. You'll respect him." And she overperformed because she met a man that was worth a damn. Single moms used to know that they had to overperform. That's like mid chicks and biggins, right? Biggins, right. And the big girls and the mid chicks. They used to know that they could only compete with the hot girls by being really, really, really cool, right? They would be demons in the sack. They would go to all the football games that you like. They would watch all the boxing matches. They would go to your car shows. They would overperform and not be a headache. Now we have the biggins and the mid chicks acting like the hot girls.
Well, I think that's social media gassing them up, though, because there's a man online for every woman of every shape and size, and I think that's what's kind of ruined women, at least in their mindsets, of terms of like the demands that they can demand for, whatever. And everybody's a 10 nowadays, and it's just like at least us men, we can be a little bit more objective about it, but I think women gas up other women, and by doing that, they keep them single because they make them undateable.
Yeah. Well, anytime so my sister's cooked. She's 48, almost 49. She's cooked, right?
She's not married?
Oh, no.
Any children?
She has my nephew, right? And here's the thing. We are a black, professional family. My dad, he was a doctor. My mom was an OT, and we were like the Huxtables. There's no reason why my sister should have grown up to be a 48-year-old pissed off single mom, other than just the culture. And she is cooked. And what's crazy is she doesn't really have any friends. She has friends that she has girls she hangs out with, but they all hate each other. And anytime that one of them brings a man around, the jealousy, all of a sudden it's, "I'm gonna kill your bitch ass, bitch!" And a little bit of the, "I'm gonna kill you, you fucking whore." It's like, dude, why?
Bunch of catty bitches.
Yeah, you guys might as well be lesbians because you can't stand men when they're around you. So what you guys just date and marry each other. Now the last two things that I have here, and then we'll get into the call here, is there's two questions that I say there's two bells that can't be unrung, right? And it hasn't been until recently where young men or men period have stopped and said, what are we getting out of keeping society going? What am I getting out of this? Because we used to get the basics, a loving wife, children, a pat on the head saying good job, right? I say this. Think of this. Imagine that there's a cowboy who's riding a horse in the middle of the desert in the Old West. The cowboy needs the horse because he can't walk to the next town. The horse doesn't need the cowboy because it can find water and grass and cactus and eat, right?
You can't make it drink. Don't make it drink. Let it. It has to drink on its own.
What I'm saying is that horses don't need the cowboy. The cowboy needs the horse. What if the horse stops and says, "Hey, wait a minute. What am I getting out of this?" And the cowboy can't articulate what the horse is getting out of it, and the horse bucks him off and takes off. The cowboy's good. Young men now are the horse, and modern women are the cowboy. They cannot articulate to these young men what they're getting out of this. And this is why I say, guys, marching and men's rights is not going to change things. Call it MGTOW. I call it men minding their own business. Men nowadays are just checking out. The thing that they fear the most is men checking out, just minding their own business. What happened is that they left the table first. And they expect men to just wait around. Well, more and more men are walking away from the table. Men are being taken for granted. If someone's taking something for granted, what do? You take it away from them.
Sure.
And at some point, there's going to be the tipping point. It might not be 17%. It might be 25%, 30%, 40%. of men have walked away, and they're going to have to incentivize men to come back. That's the only thing that we can do. This is the only thing where we can win by just not doing anything. Because look,
yeah, I mean, it's voting with your dollars, man.
Yes,
it's like
yes.
if you choose not to buy a product, then the product has no choice but to reinvent itself to something that we actually need.
Yeah, look at Bud Light, right?
Mhm.
Bud Light got cooked. They pissed us off. We left. Gillette, we left. You know what I'm saying? And we need to do the same thing to society until something changes. And you're actually seeing more and more of this now. And people think this is why I'm so uncharacteristically optimistic about Gen Z men. Gen Z men are more conservative, and they're not having it. They are not having it. And women need to understand. Look at the Kentucky law now, where it's automatic 50-50 custody, right? They gave men some power back, and something in Kentucky made them capitulate to men. Divorce went down by almost 40% because they took some of women's power away and gave it to the men. That's just how it works. And I think that that's what we need to do for society as a whole. The other bell that can't be unrung. How many times have you seen camp? Especially these young white guys. You can't talk bad about insert group. And they go, or else what? What are you going to do about it? Oops. That you can't unring that bell. You can't shame these young guys anymore. You can't talk bad about women, or they'll look you dead ass in the face and say, or else what?
That's true. Because if they're not losing anything in their mind, there's no point, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense.
What do you think of those two
well, I mean,
things there?
What we're dealing with right now is that marriage rates have declined. Okay, people are not trying to date to get married and stuff, or and you know, so the gender roles itself in modern day have weakened. You know, some men are reassessing like long-standing expectations around work, marriage, family, and just their civic contribution. You know, they're asking what responsibilities do we have and what benefits they receive in return? How are these expectations? How do they fit in society where the roles are less, you know, clearly defined? You know, it's like men and women are making the same amount of money these days, and women are now CEOs of these top companies, and they're actually getting preferential treatment because they're women.
Yeah,
they're getting hired because they're women, not because of their skill set or whatever. It's just diversity and stuff. So it's like the pendulum has swung so far to where men are basically optional for most women. You know, women can basically go through their entire life and be completely supported within this system of you know, governments and whatever.
That I can say is this. See, you can say that if they have children, because that's when the social programs kick in. I looked at a study, and you put a 1, if you guys remember, a man who makes anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 a year has been priced out by the government. A woman who has 2 kids gets what the equivalent of a $80,000 a year earner man gets after taxes in government benefits. So
that's why sperm banks are around. You don't even need a man anymore. You just go to a sperm bank and get artificially inseminated, and you got a kid. You got a paycheck.
Is this once these women stop having kids, right? Then you see only 6% of women earn 6 figures. Was it 75% of women earn less than $60,000 a year? So when I talk about men, I always talk about from the average man's perspective. The average guy making $55,000 a year. Women always try and act like they're one of these chicks. Like, no, that's a small percentage of women. What about the rest of them? Guys, we're seeing more and more homeless women, more women who are junkies, alcoholics, you know, self-deleting. They open themselves up to all the worst outcomes in society that us men were dominating. They're catching up to us in all the worst parts too, and it's their own fault. I just don't see when they're like, oh, there's all these women who don't need men. Which ones? What percentage? Unless a woman makes more than 6 figures in the South, let's not talk about New York, California. You need to make $200,000-$300,000 to live in California. They need men, especially as they get older. Marriage has always been a wealth creator and a retirement plan, especially for women. These 65-year-old chicks, 70 guys. How many stories have I shown you guys about homeless older women living in their cars? You know what I'm saying? That's what's in store.
They're the undateable ones that did not want to compromise. You know, they didn't want to, get on a man's program. They just wanted to hang out in the casino and just keep placing their chips and just seeing how long they can take it. And sometimes, the party has been long over, but nobody told her. So she's going to continue drinking, doing drugs, and living her life. And before you know it, it's like the music has stopped,
Yeah. And all these women don't have money for retirement anyways. They don't. So it's like, wait, what are you guys going to do when you get it? Look at this. Oh, this is copyright. Hold on. Let's do this, guys. Hold on. Look at this.
55% of women don't know if they have enough money saved for retirement. Hi, I'm Archana Solanki and you're watching CNBC TV 18 News Read. Let's get started with our cover story. More than half of women, 55% of them, say that they don't know if they have enough money saved for retirement and don't understand their personal finances. This is according
55% say they have no money or don't have enough for retirement.
Well, don't they dominate the credit card debt?
Yes.
So, I mean,
completely.
You max out one card, you just get another one,
Look at all these YouTubers. Look at this. I have no money for retirement. I have no money for retirement. Look at all this stuff, guys. I've covered this before.
Dude, it's a sad reality. A lot of women are going to be working until they can't work no more.
Yeah, welcome to Walmart. Exactly.
Not everybody can be a Walmart greeter.
Yeah.
It's a privileged position.
Camp. So let me see. What do you see for the red pill for the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you see it going?
Possibly it can become more and more extreme in terms of the ideology. And, I would think if Fresh and Fit doesn't get completely taken off of YouTube and stuff, and they just continue to be able to spread their toxic message of keeping men single, because obviously that is what it is. You're basically they say, well, Myron will say, being around women is gay, having sex with women is gay, kissing women is gay, prioritizing women is gay. And basically, I think they're going to go even further extreme and just be like, look, it's not gay to sleep with your guys. All right. It's fine. Okay. I got some pictures that everybody keeps bringing up, but let me just tell you, it's not iron sharpens iron, guys. And I really truly mean that. I can honestly say that I can see them leaning into that. And other people trying to follow suit and be like, look, just not only get your money up, but look better than all these other men out here,
Yeah.
Get the ab surgery, get the liposuction, get the hair plugs, and just be the best looking man out there. And it's like, you gotta understand, dude. It's like you're looking good for other men. You go out and you start going to the gym and start working out, you're gonna get more compliments from men than women.
Guys, women like the lean look. When you start getting big, you get more attention from dudes than from chicks.
It's true. It's
Bodybuilder guys get more attention from dudes than from chicks. Chicks, when polled, don't actually like the whole bodybuilder look. They don't. They're lean, muscular guys. You know what I'm saying? So, Camp, do you want to set the stage here for your legendary?
Absolutely. So this was about 2 years ago. Now, this was during the time when Fresh was not contributing at all. He was just waiting to end the show. Myron was more of the thought leader running the podcast. And, this was a 4-hour live stream that, started on YouTube, ended up on Rumble. And I had kind of grown a little bit of a community on Reddit, and there was this one gentleman. His name was Eventual Warlord, and he cooked Fresh and Fit on this exact same podcast for about an hour. And I showed up a couple hours later, after they had been cooked thoroughly by Eventual Warlord, and I just said, "Hey, 18 more minutes. Can I just get 18 more minutes of your time?" So by doing this, I knew that if I were to come on too strong, that I would have gotten kicked up or hung up immediately. So I decided that I wanted to kind of, go at an angle where like, hey, I got a product, I got a service, I got something that I would like to present to you guys, and it can basically, you guys can take it or leave it. I figured that would probably be the best approach to do. So I did that, but I also wanted to I also wanted to roast them. I wanted to troll them for a little bit, but I also wanted to roast them and kind of just, echo a lot of sentiments of what the majority of people on the Reddit thread, Length or Girth, shout out to them, were basically saying, is that, Fresh is useless. Myron is in the closet, and these guys know nothing about women, Like, if anything, the end result is going to basically, men are going to be frustrated because they're going to be more single, because we know that Fresh pays for box. He has no game. That whole 1,000 bodies thing, that was just so he could boost his credibility.
Yeah. Guys.
Come on now.
Guys.
So
Fresh,
much, dude.
Fresh has 1,000 bodies.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Come on.
I don't know anybody that believes that, because we're just like, dude, look how awkward he is around women right now.
Yeah.
Like, he has absolutely no game when he's put on the spot, because I think Clavicular and him did like a collaboration or something, and they were just like in a mall somewhere in Miami, and he told me, he's like, hey, go spit game at the next girl you see coming out of this Sephora, whatever. And he was just, he kept Fresh kept making all these excuses and just kept cowering and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, it's like when you put him on the spot and he doesn't have his wallet to lead with, he crumbles pretty fast, But no, I mean, basically, I wanted to just echo all the sentiments of what people were saying online. And also, I had my notes with me in terms of what I was going to say to Fresh and Myron. But of course, during this call, Fresh wanted me to kind of reiterate my points, because he's a little slow, so you got to kind of really drive your points home. And it didn't give me the opportunity to focus on Myron, because I had just as many points for Myron as I did for Fresh. But I did get an opportunity to call them back on, it was only for like a minute and a half, and I was going to kind of pick up where I left off, but even that got derailed, and I ended up, falling back on going for the low hanging fruit that is Fresh. And, I got to roast him a little bit more. So,
but guys, this went viral. It was, this call was everywhere. Guys, hit the like button, please. Guys, hit the super chat button, guys. I'll drop the link here in a little bit for anyone who has any questions, guys. But yeah, let's do this first.
Things that need to be fixed. And from watching your show, been watching your show for a while, and I believe that you could relegate Fresh's contribution to the podcast to 4 buttons on your stream deck. That's my one critique. Now, if you need me to go more into that, I also have a book that has been already written on Fresh's contribution to the show. It's called Why Myron Deserves Fresh. Spell check by Aaron C. Poxon.
Now, if we could pause it for a second. So, Myron's book, Why Women Deserve Less, was, I believe, co-written or authored by Aaron Clary. So I thought the parallel to Fresh's book had to be Aaron C. Poxon, because Aaron, and because he was a teacher, I thought it would be good to have him just spell check it. So I just thought that would be pretty a nice little callback to Myron's book, to further cement the similarities.
Just look at the blank look on Fresh's face. He doesn't understand anything that you're referencing. Like your humor's going right above his head. Guys, look at Fresh.
No, he's basically he's not quick enough to understand what's happening. It takes him a couple minutes to get in, And he really thinks that I have something, I'm really trying to help the podcast. So he's just like, oh, this could be beneficial. This guy's talking a lot of sense. Let's hear him out. Well, if you hear me out, it's just going to get worse and worse. So, I mean, they didn't know that was coming.
Doug and PA says, thanks, Camp, for this clip, Fresh and Fit. I just keep coming back to it. Quality entertainment, absolutely legendary.
You know what? They stopped doing call-in shows for a good while after this one because they got hit with a 1 hour roast session by Eventual Warlord, and then they got completely cooked by me. And I'm not going to say that I overshadowed Eventual Warlord's thing because he got a lot of clips from that too. And in terms of like virality, though, this video went viral on a person's channel. It was called like Raw Reality. Basically, like repost a lot of Fresh and Fit clips or whatever. And this video got like 1.1 million views. And I think his next like busy video, whatever, or viral video was like 50K. It was like under 50K. So like my one video of this completely carried his whole channel. And of course, my what's it called? I'm sorry. My Instagram was blowing up. I'm not big on Instagram, but people were following me, messaging me on Instagram saying that they saw what happened because, later in this clip, I dropped my socials. They let me do it. And I was like, hey, you guys can make fun of me if you want. And by doing that, people sought me out, and they sought me out on Reddit, on Instagram, and I just got flooded with people with overwhelming support. Like nobody was criticizing me. Nobody was like, like, dude, you're so wrong. These guys are really helping men out. Like none of that. They were just like, dude, just clapping me up. Like, dude, good job. And it was cool, man. I felt like I had won the internet for just a small little portion time, and it felt really good, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
I've already done the cover art and everything, and I got like Fresh's bio on the back and stuff. It's only 3 pages because that's all I could really come up with as far as contributions. Well, 2 of the pages, one's a cover page, the other one's a table of contents, and the other one's just like a double-spaced list of things that Fresh contributes to the podcast. But things that are included on the book, you got the actual body count.
You just got on, and it's saying W caller.
No, absolutely. You guys got to pay attention to the Rumble chat. It's amazing.
There, but I would like to, I guess, propose that book should definitely be out to the masses. So people that hate on Fresh, they should at least pick up the book and know his actual contribution.
So what is your bottom line here?
Please tell us.
My bottom line.
What is he winking at? Like as if he's like, ha.
That's a nervous twitch. I looked it up. When people are nervous, sometimes they will wink at the camera when they're getting grilled and stuff. I believe that's a nervous twitch that Fresh has because he's been approached by other haters, call-ins and stuff like that, and I noticed that only happens when he's getting cooked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I think that the hate that Fresh gets, it's kind of warranted. I want to say that Fresh, you do ride on Myron's coattails. You can't really have a show without Myron. You could have the show without you, though. I mean, all you need is like a mannequin with a black trash bag over it.
Now, I want to just make this very clear, okay? This was all written, okay? I'm not flying off of the cuff here. This was a written rap that I was doing, okay? But I had a little bit of a variable of what I was going to tell Fresh. I was like, look, you could possibly have a mannequin, spray paint it black, put sunglasses on it, and then you'll have the 4 buttons, and that's all you need, okay? I know some people took it, some creators took it as a racist remark that, no, and I'm like, no. Like, it's not that at all. I was just, I was basically going,
even if it was, oh, well, because here's the thing, dude, that irks Fresh so much.
I was going for the most economical way to replace him. That's it. And everybody's got a black trash bag, dude. Everybody's got one. So it's like, that's all you need.
And it's inadvertently calling him trash.
It's a double entendres. I got them all day, brother. I got them all day. So yeah, you got to listen to it, man.
Snowboard, Have you seen this clip? Have you?
I I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably
I don't really
you have,
watch Fresh
dude.
and
Yeah,
Fit.
but dude, can't destroy. Just as we go through this, guys. Oh man, you can see, guys. My favorite Fresh and Fit clip was when they asked the girls to rate them all, and then they all rate like a 3.
Classic,
Guys,
classic.
He was so upset.
He had his glasses on during that point because he was tearing up, dude.
Yeah,
he had to have those glasses on.
All the girls gave Myron like a 7, gave Chris like a 6 or a 7, and then they all look at Fresh and like, yo, you ugly.
Oh man,
he's all mad. And the thing is, it visibly upset him.
Oh
You know what I'm saying? That was the thing, you know. So
maybe that's why he's always melancholy.
Oh! And guys, here's the thing.
Walter Melon is what we call him on Reddit. So
if here's the thing, if you're dark skinned and you're black, they make fun of your complexion. If you're light skinned and you're black, people make fun of you. My friend Jason, he's Creole, so he's as light skinned and good. People call him light bright. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the way it works. But here's the thing, if you let people know that it gets to you, they're gonna
it's ammunition
into it even more.
Yeah.
Guys, it is what it is. It's the internet. People are gonna go after you for things. So
like 4 buttons. The first button could be like, so ladies. The other button could be like red flag. The last button could be like, all right, last off on the show.
All right.
I'm being serious. Like
that's all I got. No, I got more.
There's a lot more, but you only want me to give you 1 point, unfortunately. I've been on the line for like 3 hours.
No, keep going, bro. Keep going.
Keep cooking.
Okay,
Keep
cool,
cooking.
Cool. Okay, so the porn episode that you guys did a while back. I know you guys remember it. Do you guys remember it? You were trying to help guys get off of porn?
Yeah.
Okay, in that episode, Fresh was asking you guys, how do you guys jerk off? Because I guess you guys were talking about jerkins or whatever. What was that all about, Fresh? Could you answer that question?
Wait, what?
Now, if you would pause it right here.
Hold on. Here, guys, look. Guys, look at this. Camp has this clip. Watch, guys.
Oh, you got it.
I'll give you this, bro. If I had a chance to use baby oil, I probably will. Because I want to see what it's like, bro. You know? Even though I don't like what Diddy did, I'll try it myself and see if it works.
It makes the process easier.
What process?
Everything. Like, the night. It makes the night easier. The bedroom fun. Makes everything easier.
Look at Myron's face.
You want to try?
What?
Whoops. He let it slip, man. He was too comfortable on screen, dude.
Gay.
Myron's face changed so fast in that point because he was just like, whoa. Like you almost let the cat off the bag.
He wanted to keep talking about it.
No, he did. He did. I mean, see, the thing is, whenever this conversation goes towards like sex and stuff like that, I feel like Fresh is in his bag, okay? Because that's all he thinks about. He's a sex addict, and he's a chronic masturbator, when he's not having sex. So like, I remember that episode, and I even put a clip from it on my channel because I knew some people, they don't go back in the archives and stuff. People were calling me an archivist because I knew all this stuff and referenced it all the time. But so Fresh basically they were talking about Jergens, and Fresh had this offhanded comment saying, well, what do you guys jerk off with? Like he just said that, like candidly, like hoping that they would all be like, oh well, I do this, I use this, or I go dry or whatever. I'm like, what are we doing here?
On myself.
I'm like, why? I thought we were supposed to be a men's self-improvement podcast. Why are we sharing masturbation tips? Like, what is this? So, but no, it was the most funniest part. But I was like, dude, nobody's gonna remember this. I gotta bring it up to him when I'm on the call-in show. I got to.
All of a sudden, he talked about it, and he's like,
beat it.
Absolutely. But no, they're gonna play dumb. They're gonna act like they don't remember. So, of course.
Well, because obviously speaking, you watch episodes. So, like, what did I say specifically?
Okay. Well, the topic was about, I guess, you were saying something about Jergens, like Jergens lotion, and then you said, How do you guys jerk off?
Someone said Fresh crying inside. Fresh, a zesty freak.
And I remember Myron, I believe Bills, was like, what? I wanted to know, what did you mean by that when you asked that question? Like, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I was trolling. I was trolling.
He admits to it right here. I was trolling.
Please.
I wasn't being serious, guys. I didn't really want to know. I was just saying that. Trying to get the engagement up.
If you're trolling to be gay, that means you're gay, and you're just saying
Yeah.
that you're trolling. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go to a gay bar and say I'm just at a gay bar just trolling people,
Right,
Like,
right.
No, like you're actually at there being gay.
Right.
You guys remember this?
No, it's true.
Hold on. Wait, look, hold on. You guys remember this meme?
Oh, the infamous iced tea meme. Yeah.
Hey, I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got
news for you.
That means you're gay.
Dude, I use that comment a lot of times whenever I'm reviewing like a Myron clip, you know, and he's like stay away from women, whatever. It's like just hang out with your boys, whatever. And then I'll type in iced tea. I got news for you. I'll put that, and people will always get the reference because it's true, man.
You should put in a iced tea bag.
The other thing was you said there's no girl who has ever said anything bad about Fresh. Do you guys remember the black woman that had the pink hair, the green dress, and she had some dirt on you, Fresh? It was when DJ Academics was on the show.
I remember.
And she's like, "Oh, I got some." Okay, did you ever find out what that dirt was?
100%. It was trolling.
What was it?
It was.
Can we pause it right here?
Yeah, right.
So Fresh actually told on himself. Fresh told on himself probably about maybe like 50 episodes later. He brought up the chick again, and he's like, "You remember that girl that was like basically for 45 minutes saying that she had some dirt on me or whatever, but she like didn't want to say because she didn't want to get kicked off of the podcast." Myron was like, "Oh, I don't really remember." And then I think it was Bills or Big Mo said, "Oh yeah, that was actually that was in the old studio, you know, like a long time ago." And he's like, "Yeah, well, it turns out," this is what Fresh says, he's like, "It turns out that I had just had sex, you know, before the podcast, and I didn't shower, and she said I stank of sex." And that was what she smelled. And then Myron's like, "Oh, okay, all right. So she just smelled you, whatever, and she just thought you were nasty or whatever, but she didn't want to say anything about it because she didn't want to get kicked off." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what it was." And I'm like, "Well, that's kind of gross, you know, like you can't really call yourself Fresh anymore because you just roll out of bed and just come put on the hoodie and go straight to the podcast, dude." Cheesy dick and all. Jesus Christ.
I made a whole stream on my channel about it.
And it's that's in Miami Heat, mind you, too.
There you go. Dude, that's a whole nother level of butt stank.
That's actually gross, yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
If you want, you can watch a
He
whole
was
stream.
just trying to get attention.
100%. It was like an hour stream. But yeah, I broke it down.
Okay.
I just kind of conceded that
so-
point.
Okay.
I was like,
that
whatever.
was like 45 minutes of like nothing. Then it seemed like she really had some stuff because when the girl asked her like, "Oh, would you sleep with Fresh after knowing this information that you know?" And she was just like, "Oh, hell no."
Now you know the context, guys. Now that I've given you guys the context, you know now.
Smash her, bro. To be honest, but
Well, I don't believe that you did. I don't think that. I don't. You know, I mean, we all know you don't dabble in the dark.
sometimes.
But,
Another callback.
Well, we also know that you smashed a bunch of whales, and that's how you got your lay count up.
I want you guys to understand. Any opportunity I have to throw sling some mud at him, I'm gonna take it. Okay, so. But of course, there's nothing. They're not countering me at all. They're just sitting there and taking it because I believe they think I'm a white guy.
Oh, look! Someone said
so.
She said he smelled like sex. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Someone said it was that he didn't shower after smashing.
Well, see, this isn't the original video. The original video was from like 2 years ago. I'm sure this video that you're showing is a repost, and so yeah, this one is gonna have like more updated information on it.
Okay.
So yeah.
The thing that I guess would really like to I mean, hey, you gotta slay some grunts to get that number up. I get it. But yeah, I had a lot of stuff. Okay, well, I guess I'll take it off of Fresh and talk to Myron for a bit.
Caller,
Myron.
I feel like I had cooked him thoroughly. But yeah.
So you made a 3-page book about me, what I do for the show, right?
Yes, it's a contribution book.
Yeah,
as far as what you do.
What's on all 3 pages? Just so I can clarify and understand.
I already told you.
You already told him.
But it's like this was what was eating up my time to actually like cook Myron, because I was basically going to go in on, how sus he was and how like you didn't have a relationship or whatever until this amount of time, whatever. So it's like, what kind of credibility do you have? I basically go in like on all the stuff that he said on other shows. He said like, female vaginas are disgusting and just all a bunch of stuff, and I ended up saving that for later. And I was like, I ended up using that as like a t-shirt proposal. I told him like, hey, I could make t-shirts for your podcast for free. I'm a graphic designer and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah. And it was like, yeah, well, I have some designs I'd like to run by you right now. And I told him I was going to say, that it was going to be like a black t-shirt, fresh and fit on the front. On the back, it was going to say, female vaginas are disgusting. Another one was going to say, men, what was he going to say? Oh, women make me soft. My boys keep me hard. That was going to be the other one. But no, it was going to get more and more sus the more it went on, and I was going to keep going until he kicked me off. But eventually, unfortunately, Myron, he like squashed that whole thing. If you guys, after we watch this, if you want to see that little discussion to see the continuation of this, it's only like 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's my my opus.
Guys, anyone who wears the linked shorts that Myron wears, who's not European. You know what I'm saying? You guys know how like European dudes will wear like hella short shorts. You know what I'm saying? They're European dudes kind of dress kind of sus. That's just the way it works. I think some Brazilian dudes do too. You know what I'm saying? But guys, if you're in America and you wear shorts the length that Myron Gaines does, dude, come on, dude.
You better have
gobble
jack
dongs.
legs if you do.
Yeah, you gobble dongs. Come on.
The first page is the title page, which is just the title of the book. When you open the book, the first page is the title of the book. Second page is the table of contents, and the third page is the list of contributions that you do.
It's already going to be like one page,
space so it could fill up the page.
A double space page. It had to be double space because that's the only way I could fill up the page.
I can give it to you on Twitter if you like.
No. Just let me know. I'm here.
Yeah, that's another level. Can you pause it? That's another level of jokes because you have a limited amount of characters, and I'm like, dude, I could tweet the whole thing to you in terms of what you do, but that completely went over his head too. Like I just had jokes for days, dude, but like a lot of this stuff just flew over Fresh, unfortunately.
What's the concept?
Oh, it's a great idea. You would love the cover art too.
No,
it's like the black version of Myron's book, basically.
Yeah,
but it's why Myron deserves Fresh. It's really, actually,
I like.
I'm actually pretty proud of it.
I'm actually pretty proud of it.
Well, it has your actual lay count.
I love how you're making yourself laugh.
I am, dude. The thing is, I'm trying to maintain a professional, dude, no, this is a serious thing. I think it would be a great product. I think a lot of people need to know this stuff. I was really kind of like trying to maintain this, but also, be entertaining at the same time. I thought it was good. Very good.
Which is?
Well, I'm not going to give it away.
The problem is, bro.
Look,
I know you're trying to be funny.
That's not the important part. The important part is your contribution to the podcast.
You're trying to be funny, but you don't know what I do.
Here you go.
Here we go.
Nobody knows what you do. That's the thing. You have a T-shirt that says "Nobody knows what I do."
Exactly, but
I think that's like the best meme in the world because it's like you actually you get it.
Why do I have to explain what I do to you?
Because they're a men's self-improvement podcast.
Right.
In order for you to actually have legitimately and effectively try and lead men, you have to show competence and actually show that you're useful. And Fresh just doesn't understand that. He wants to talk all this mess and not show that he does anything. That's
success leaves clues,
Thank you.
If you're gonna have any type of credibility, at least let us know how you got to where you are. You know, don't get to where you are and then pull up the ladder if you're a self-improvement podcast. You know,
and here's the
that's
thing.
all I'm saying.
What did Kevin Samuels say about high value? Right, you are LinkedIn level, meaning you just don't say that you're a entrepreneur. You can actually put what you do. I'm the VP of acquisitions and mergers. I own my own business doing this. Right, that's what you say. You can't just say a mystery, blah blah blah. Then you're not. You're useless. You're useless. Because
no, you say you don't just say that you're a value to other men. You actually show what value you bring.
Yes. And if it wasn't all BS, it would be easy to show. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah.
Right.
Here, if Fresh says he's good with networking, he should be able to say, "Hey yo, I've done this, and this." But he clearly doesn't do anything. He rides off of Myron's coattails, and then he just like. I wonder, is he that dumb or is he just psychotic in that? How does he just sit there and get grilled like and clown this much and just keep coming back? Like you would think that there's some human part of him would actually like go crawl in a hole somewhere. You know
The wisest thing he ever did was put his name first on the podcast. That was the wisest thing he ever did.
Yeah.
You know?
The proper way for him to answer that would just be like, "You're right, I don't do much. I hire the best people to do it for me." And then
You outsource it. He could have said that. I would have taken that answer.
Yeah, that's what he should have done.
But he can't. He's not the most articulate person. So for him to actually like sit and think of a competent answer and stuff, like he would never have done that.
It's not just his speech impediment, because guys, I have one too. Right?
Yeah,
Here's
I
the
have one
thing
too.
About Fresh is this: he has the easiest form of stuttering to fix that there is. Because all his therapist would have him do is slow down. That's it. Because he just right.
Yeah.
When you there's like 5 different types of stuttering, and like Doug and I do all of them, right? So we've had to do extensive speech therapy, right? Here's the thing, guys. I am at least coherent, and you can understand what the fuck I'm saying. All right. If you talk for a living, why would you not do your best to actually try and communicate better? On
There's
top
also
of the fact, hold on, the fact that he's a dumbass and can't articulate his points. So he has a speech impediment and he's a dumbass. You were saying that?
And there's also what's called speech impediment denial. The worst thing a person with a speech impediment can do is be in denial, because you sound even worse. Like
absolutely.
Like AJ and I both know people that it's like if you were just acknowledge. So our speech therapist, one of the best things she got AJ and I in the mindset of doing is, this is never going to go away, and it's always a problem that you're going to have to stay on top of. But Fresh, it's just like, I don't know what his problem is. I really don't. And it's just like, and he's been doing this for years. You think that being around so many successful men that he would want to step up his game, but he just doesn't even care. Like, I don't. It's a mixture of not knowing or not caring.
Well, he's on Easy Street.
He's on Easy Street, exactly. He's getting money. He's getting money.
Both, and neither of that's okay.
Yeah.
No, he prioritizes getting money over everything, and that's basically the answer to all of his woes, whatever, to his sex life, to his credibility, whatever. As long as he can have like these nice cars and nice things, whatever, then he thinks he's successful.
Here's the thing: don't you think that if he spent half the effort actually being competent and successful, if he would take half the effort he puts into faking being rich and successful, into actually building up his wealth and success, he would be 10 times more successful than he is now.
Well, I mean, he's been losing the same 30 pounds for 3 years now. He's now starting to like do his own podcast with Gary, the numbers guy, and nobody watches that.
Yeah, the 831 podcast.
305 podcast. Yeah, and it's like we see how he is when he doesn't have his boy Myron basically driving the whole vehicle. It just falls flat on its face. He hasn't had that time to really develop himself or his own ideas. He's not a thought leader. He is a sidekick.
And not a good one at that either.
I want to take an opportunity, Camp. So like, I put it in a super chat, and I just gonna say it to your face. like this is one of the greatest things ever. Honestly,
Thanks, man.
I can't count I was to the point where I could like monologue the first like 10 minutes of this because it was just so good.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude.
Like the Aaron C. Poxon thing, because that's like Chris's name.
Yes.
And then like the whole the trash bag. So when I'm having a bad day, I just go to this.
Oh
and just be
man,
happy I'm not fresh. It makes everything better. So,
that's awesome,
I
man.
want to take this time, Camp. Thank you so much for this, dude. Like, this
Man,
is
that's cool,
clinical.
man.
What do they call?
Laughter is the best medicine, man.
Oh,
So.
this is clinical deconstruction of a cartoon character. And just once again, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure, man. I'm glad that I can contribute some sort of value, even if it's through comedy. You know, we can all just laugh. You know, I think sometimes we can laugh at Fresh, and we can get a little bit more perspective of like what not to do, what not to be. You know?
Yeah.
So
And especially guys. Okay, this is proof that having money and a measure of success doesn't make you high value, and also doesn't make you respected by men. Because guys, even with Fresh's quote unquote money and status, would any of you guys trade places with him?
I wouldn't, but people keep saying, "Hey, oh, you should be on the show. You should basically replace Fresh." I've heard people say that.
No, but I mean, would you want to be Fresh?
Oh, absolutely
a
not.
walking meme. Yeah,
Absolutely not.
Out there who are like this, that are these guys that you would say have money or whatever, but they're just dumbasses with money. I would rather be upper middle class and be me than be successful, than be somewhat rich and be Fresh.
Well, money can't unlame a lame. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, facts.
So I mean,
that's facts. Yeah.
it just all money does is amplify the person you already are.
Yep.
So if you're going to be awkward with women with no money, you're going to be even more awkward and just pay for box and think that you're good with women.
Yeah. And this is the thing, guys. This is what we said about Passport Bros. Snowboard. When you finally take your trip to South America or Eastern Europe, you know, and you're getting it in, you're good with women here. So you'll be, you know, doing well with women there. Maybe find a Mrs. Snowboard in the Czech Republic. Who knows? But if you're a loser, dorky, lame here, you're just gonna be a loser, dorky, lame down in Colombia.
Those women are going to see you coming from a mile away and be like, "Oh, here's the next lick."
Yeah, they
you know?
probably make you simp actually harder because you have more like.
Or they'll just rob you.
Or
they'll just rob you.
Yeah, I mean that's easy too.
End up in a bathtub full of ice, missing a kidney.
Missing a kidney. Facts. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And unfortunately, that's the reality for a lot of guys that are traveling to Brazil and Colombia, whatever. They're not making it back. You know,
these two influencer guys. Do you remember? They brought those three who was back to their room and they're partying. And you can see the girls in the background putting stuff in their drinks.
Yeah, their drink.
Yeah. And their chat's like, bro. And they're like, chat. Yeah. They woke up the next day and they got robbed.
Yep.
Why you always got to read the chat.
These chicks took their laptops. They took their phones. They took everything except their passports because they had locked their passports away. So then luckily they actually used like one of the watches or one of their friends' phones and tracked their iPads and stuff down, and the cops helped them get it back. You know what I'm saying? But like they had just given it to a guy who was holding it, but they tracked it to this location, and the cops helped them get it back. So
wow.
The thing is,
or there was the one guy he's walking down the street in Brazil, and the chick comes up to him and hugs him
off of him.
Takes his chain straight off him.
Yeah,
dumbass.
It should be self-evident. What you produce should be self-evident. You shouldn't have to prove yourself to anybody. Byron doesn't have to prove anything to us because everything that he does and everything he says, even in that porn episode, he has some quotables out of that episode. The one thing that he said, that I have a comment on that YouTube video. It says, "I'm not fapping. I gotta make shit happen." Yo, that shit belongs on a motherfucking
t-shirt,
t-shirt, yo.
yo.
That was fucking brilliant shit.
I don't know if you guys caught that. that verbiage of how I said it, I was channeling the guy from Eastbound and Down. Who was in it? That shit belongs on a motherfucking t-shirt, yo. Like that was that guy. I can't remember his name right now. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
God, what's his name?
Hold on. Was it,
The guy from Eastbound and Down. I'm sure
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers, yes.
Yeah.
So like I watched that entire show and I was just like, dude, that whole persona that he has is fucking hilarious. And that's I don't mean to cut, but that's like that basically is like what I was channeling when I was talking about the whole that needs to be on a motherfucking t-shirt, yo. Like I mean, it's true, man.
I can't think of one quotable that you've had in 3 years of this whole podcast, except how do you guys jerk off? That's the only thing I can remember from what you said.
I've had a few.
I've had a few. Please.
But he didn't give us anything, of course.
Yeah, but again,
got Big Mo as his cheerleader in the back.
Then of course, Myron has to come in and save
it. Gotta save it.
That happened with the first guy of the night too. Myron saved Fresh so many times.
So many times, dude. The whole Daisy saga, he did a whole video for that without Fresh even being there.
Anytime Fresh is put on the spot,
Yeah.
that's all it is, guys. It's a joke.
I don't watch it a lot, but he's exhibiting a little bit of Tylenol brain. Kind of slow reaction, no personality.
What's funny is
he doesn't give a shit.
Snowboard. He'll get clowned by these drunken, disgusting 304s. These Miami chicks clown Fresh. It's like Myron never gets clowned because he's clever or whatever, but Fresh will get destroyed.
There was this one blonde chick that said
maybe high.
Said something about Ohio. She said she's from Skibbity, Ohio, and Myron did not catch it. He's like, oh, I think that's one of those little blue states or something like that. And she's just like, I'm from Skibbity, Ohio. Like, you don't understand the reference and stuff. And everybody was laughing at Myron because he didn't get it. And we were laughing at Myron because he didn't get it.
Yeah, but Skibbity's like a gin alpha gin.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah, but it is just... Yeah, but it just goes something basically it went over what's his face, Myron's head, and he acted like he had a little bit more knowledge. He's like, Skibbity, yeah, that's one of those cities in Ohio that's like one of those, it's kind of blue. I'm like, what are you talking about, Myron? You have no idea what you're talking about right now. You have no idea you're being trolled. But I mean, like I said, like you say he's never been, he has been. It's just, few and far between.
Yeah,
did you guys see the latest guy? Sorry, go ahead.
Snowboard, do you know what sedity means?
No.
It's just
sedated, maybe.
No, sedity is like if a chick is just useless, dumb, idiotic. There's sedity. It's a black word it's a black word person's word. So skibbity is like the Gen Z version of sedity. It's just one of those words. Look, I'm black, and I hadn't heard of it till about 5 or 6 years ago. Honestly, you know what I'm saying. But
I just call it the average woman.
Does.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
He does 4 things.
Just so fast. Did you guys see the latest guy that
4 things that he does for the podcast?
What are you saying?
You guys see the latest guy that went viral for shredding Fresh? The guy that, hey yo, Myron, you used to work with criminals and nefarious individuals, right? Well, then how do you not see that Fresh is gonna betray you and snake you?
Yeah, I saw that one. That one was good. That was a good one. I like how he set up the whole thing. He gave Myron his little credibility, for recognizing like criminals and stuff like that and scammers and stuff. Like, how do you not realize this guy sitting across the table from you is completely gonna snake you like he snaked everybody else? He's over here talking trash about Sneeko, who you guys are supposed to be friends and stuff, but he's also going behind and burning bridges and everything. It's like, why do you keep this guy around? He has no, and he was basically just saying a lot of the stuff that I said. It's good stuff. No, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he says he networks, so that's one.
All right.
Which that's a big contribution to the podcast.
Okay.
I do believe that the new studio, when Myron was setting it up, whatever, he had all his hands and stuff on deck. I think Fresh was the only one that didn't actually get his hands dirty putting the new studio. Is that true or not? That I do not know. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's not his expertise. He put the money in, though. That's what matters.
He put some money in. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that is what matters.
Me and Mo are the equipment guy. You know, guys. You know what I mean? Me, Mo, and Andy pretty much set all the shit up with the sound in the video. Like, were they? And so yeah, Bill. So like, that's not.
So Myron, what he just admitted is that he not only does everything in front of the camera,
Yeah.
but he
Yep.
also handles all of the stuff behind the scenes. Okay,
Yep,
so let's
that's true.
remember that. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. If he doesn't want to get his hands dirty and I just don't think that there's enough passion on his end that there is on your end. I'm not saying that he has to be you, Myron. I'm saying that he needs to bring the same type of experience that he claims that he has. I mean, if this guy has over 1,000
so what's
lake
so
counts
you
or
said
whatever,
number one is
you
network.
think you would have like you think you would have better advice to give on, dating girls and stuff like that. But
He doesn't. He's awkward
I
as
watch
hell.
all the shows. I watch the Money Mondays, the Woman Hour Wednesdays, and all that stuff. I watch everything.
Stop the cat.
And what I noticed is, no, it's
Look
true.
at that.
I watch-
Express is trying to. He's like, oh, thank God. There's something that I can actually react to where I'm not getting cooked.
at all.
Yeah, he fixed his face.
Nope. What I can say is that yes, during the Money Mondays, Fresh does have good business sense, and I think that's kind of where he shines. But I don't think that he is strong on any other show.
Meaning the main show, the dating show.
So going through your list here, you said he networks, right? And then what's the other three things that you said he does?
Did you see? Everyone's like, hey, yo, did Myron pay this guy to call in?
Dude, everybody thought I was working for Myron. I'm like, dude, no, I work alone, okay? Myron had no idea this was going on. But, I mean, yeah, I wanted to basically... I want you guys to understand, I did not have anything, okay, beyond just the YouTube comment and the Reddit post as far as, like, this whole book thing. So... And I had my notes, but I didn't have anything written down as far as like what he actually does. I just said there were like 4 things that he does that you could basically program into your stream deck that he says. But as far as things that he does, I never had that written down. So I had to actually, dig into the memory bank to really come up with anything. And I was grasping at straws. So
I didn't want to give away the sauce for free.
For free. Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course, the book is for free because I feel like it's just something that, everybody needs to watch and read and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to just be informational. That's it.
Yeah. It's all about the message.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh gosh. Like I really have to I had to really sit down and write this book. It took me probably longer to write this book
just say
than
what
it took
it
you
is,
to write
man.
your book.
Just say what
It took that long to figure out the things that he does, dude.
No, I'm serious. Like it took me a while to think about it. I mean, I guess you said that he says that he cuts the tension with his dad jokes, even though he's not a dad. But he's got a lot of
All right.
This is before the whole Daisy saga and him knocking her up.
Go ahead.
I would. Give me a second. I gotta really think about this. Okay, I didn't think I was gonna actually have to give away the sauce for free.
One of my favorite parts.
The third thing. I mean, I guess he shows up. He I don't know. I mean, I think showing up is half the battle, right?
That's it, man.
That's, I guess. I mean, he's like, if you guys were taking attendance, yeah, he's been there for all the shows. That's great, but, I mean,
Attendance award for Fresh and Fit.
4 buttons. Like
That's
I can
it, man.
tell that he worked at Wix reading off of a script because like everything that he contributes is a repeat as far as like what he says. It's never like off the cuff. It's always like it feels like it's scripted, or he said it so many times. It feels like he's like what's the word? Just reciting something,
All right.
It's true.
Cool.
Okay, man.
I can't
No
say the
lies
same for you,
told.
though, Myron. I can say that. Yeah. I mean honestly I can't think of the 4th thing. It was like something I really had to really squeeze the brain juice out to try to get it. But I mean, I guess he's got the nice guy game going, and of course, nice guy game paired with money. Yeah, sure. You're going to get a lot of girls that are going to.
All right, caller. Are you
get with
aware
you for what you provide?
Caller. You understand that to do this show and do this production at this level requires a lot of things to be done behind the scenes, right?
Pause it right there.
Absolutely.
Myron has already said that he does everything behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yep.
So if Fresh is just the money, if that's his only contribution, then he doesn't need to be on camera.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
You need somebody of like equal measure that has just enough, ideas, if not conflicting ideas, to kind of at least keep the conversation going, where you're just talking and one person across the table is just nodding away, And I'm not saying nodding in agreement, nodding off to sleep. You know, there's so many different like portions that you'll watch, and and Fresh is just waiting to end the show because, or he wants to go to the club and twerk, you know, and we're just taking too much time here, you know. So it's like there's no value on his end, and if he says, well, you know, I'm the one who sets up all the connections and gets people to come on the show. That's what Chris does. Chris is the one that gets all the girls to the show and stuff. So like, what do you really do, Fresh? You know? And of course, he's going to give us this lame excuse that I need to read a book. You know, I need to read the 14 Laws of Power. What was it? It was something 48 Hours of Power or whatever. Read that book, understand that book, and then I'll be able to understand what he does. I'm like, bullshit. I read that book.
Read in jail.
That book has nothing to do with you. Don't attribute that book to your success.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't send me on no wild goose chase to figure out what you're all about by reading a book that has nothing to do with you. Come on now.
All he says is, "So you don't know what I do," and you're like, "Nobody knows what you do." That's what makes it the best meme in the world because you're like in on it.
Yeah.
No, it's true. He literally has a shirt that says "Nobody knows what I do," and he posted it on his Instagram, and I'm like, dude, way to lean into it, bro.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you make a living off of being useless, you know? Because here's the thing. Fresh and Fit, like I said, they were the first. Okay, like, what was it? That one 8 at a table, they were the first ones to do this type of podcast, but they had male and female hosts. Fresh and Fit, they were the very first dating podcast where it was 2 guys and a bunch of chicks. They were the first ones to really do this and have it go viral. But guys, they just and then there was the cough, and so they just kind of struck gold. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Well, they also inherited Kevin Samuels' audience after he passed too. A lot of people that supported Kevin Samuels went over to Fresh and Fit.
Remember that they were kind of beefing though because
yes. Towards the end, absolutely.
Yes, because they were in his time slot. He goes, guys, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I remember that. Like yesterday.
He went on their podcast, and that's what gave them some.
Oh, they blew up. They blew up after that. Yeah.
He was like, hey, guys, like I go on from whatever from 9 p.m. to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys? Because they were on later. Or whatever, and then they actually moved to his time slot, and then they were calling him, gay and all these names, and it's just ridiculous.
So you may not necessarily see and appreciate the things that Fresh does, but we would not be here had he not been here.
You haven't said anything that he does, though.
Behind the scenes, though, that's what I'm saying. I think that one show where you had Chris in his place, way better.
Now, I'm just being hyperbolic here.
I know you guys like rag on Chris, but Chris is way funnier than Fresh.
That's just an objective.
Okay.
That's not even an opinion. That's an objective fact.
Well,
I had to say it like that.
Okay. Let him do his job. Let him do sourcing the girls and all that stuff. Like, I get that he has his job to do, but I mean, I just think, okay, just hear me out. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and that's it. If you were to go solo, you could call it Fit Check with Myron Gaines. Muscle Mondays, meal prep Mondays, workout Wednesdays.
Pause it. Look at Myron's face right now. He's like, that's not a bad idea, actually.
He's cooking.
Look at Fresh. Fresh is like, he's like, hey, don't get any ideas, man. Like, we got a good thing going right now, man. Don't listen to this troll.
Who was the one guy who goes, and do what, Fresh? What are you talking about?
No,
that was the last guy that wrote something. He's just like, where's he gonna go?
Where's he gonna go? He's got nowhere to go. No, that was great. Oh my god, that was great.
Zerka's like, I think he's all coked out. I think it's absolutely criminal that Myron has to give 50% of what he makes to Fresh.
Yep. No, it's so true. Zerka actually reacted to this clip actually on his stream, and I was like, oh shit, Zerka saw it. But no, I thought it was pretty funny that everybody collectively thinks the same thing about Fresh, and they still all hang out. They still have him on the show, and it's just like, it's like we could snake them off their platform, but when we're on their platform, we just play nice. I don't know. It's weird.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that Khalil Zween channel?
Oh, absolutely, dude. He's like one of my favorite hate fresh channels, dude.
Yep.
No, I love it. So on my live streams, I'll have a couple of segments of Khalil Zaleen. I actually did a video to Khalil Zaleen because he did a rap about Fresh, and it's on my channel. It was basically done with AI, but it's basically Fresh rapping, and it's basically Khalil Zaleen rapping about it, and I made a whole video for it. It's fucking hilarious, dude. I hate cussing, but yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. So,
just saying.
I'm not going solo.
If you ever wanted to,
not doing it.
That's fine. That's fine. The thing is, I do think that the hate would not be there. Well, the hate's going to be there regardless. Let's just be honest, okay? Yeah. But there are some people that
literally one of the criticisms earlier was saying that I'm too loyal.
Yeah, that was eventual warlord saying that he was way too loyal.
One of the criticisms was, "Oh, you're too loyal. Your friend does X, Y, Z, and you don't agree with that."
Loyal to a fault.
The hate is a tenement of success, and I'm not going to take that away from you guys. What you guys have done, you guys are very successful. Even after the whole cancellation, I think you guys have been more successful. But what I think that you could do to make it better.
None of this is true, by the way. I'm just saying this so I can stay on longer.
Yeah.
Put Fresh in the background. You know, if he's gonna work in the background, if he's gonna like be behind the scenes, he should actually be behind the scenes. That's just, you know.
So you wanted to see me yelling at Tates for 3 hours, bro? Come on, man.
No.
Yes.
No. It doesn't have to be
What's wrong with that?
You and a rotating guest of whoever you want.
I mean, at least have somebody there to balance it out, you know.
YouTube thing, or the whole banning thing, whatever. But you can have other people that commonly come in and rotate, whatever.
Look at Fresh. He's not liking this idea at all.
Like, can match your energy, man. I just feel like he just sits there like a bump on a log, man, and just he waits to end the show.
Well, it's true, man.
No, that's fine. The thing is, you got a lot to say, and I'm not saying that you just don't waste time, man. But I feel like whenever Fresh says something, it's just like, okay, let's hit the stop clock, you know, because we were going somewhere, but we gotta I don't know. We have to decompress. I don't know if we have to.
It's like passing the ball to the kid with Down syndrome and let him miss the shot, basically.
It's actually more like hate out of love or love out of hate, I guess you could say. Like, this show's great, man. It's great for entertainment. But I just think that there are some things that you could do to make it better. And one thing would be dropping Fresh, man. But I know you're not going to do that. You know? And honestly, I had a lot more.
Just dropping Fresh.
Just dropping, man.
Yeah.
Points for that first caller that cooked you guys.
Talking about eventual warlord.
Fresh, you're like 3 shades darker, man.
And how did Myron not laugh?
No, that was a written joke. Okay, I already had that written down. So I know that sounds like that was really off the top. That was written. So yeah,
there's the 3 things that Fresh doesn't. Well, the number one thing that Fresh doesn't like is that he's ugly. He can't stand the fact that people call him ugly. He can't because he knows he is, right?
Yeah.
That's why he always tries to have his little fade going. His
sunglasses on.
Has sunglasses and gold
chain and stuff. Yeah.
All black. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who has like a big flashy chain that says Fresh CEO, he knows he's ugly, right? And then his complexion. I'm telling you guys. He's been teased for his complexion his entire life. And he just needs to get over it. That's just how it works. You know?
The only thing that Fresh can do to improve his attractiveness is to get shredded. That's it.
Yeah.
And he has the time.
He has the time, dude.
Yeah,
he had the personal trainer at one point. He had the speech therapy coach at one point, but he just was like, I don't need any of this. I can just collect a check from this podcast and our CEO network, and I'm good. I don't need to improve myself.
Yeah,
He should get on some HGH because he's so dark that you won't be able to see his acne when he's on. Yeah, and then just get shredded. I'm telling you, if you were to get an 8-pack.
No, absolutely.
From that Zerka guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But anyway.
But he's got to want it too, though.
Hey, thanks, man. You guys have a good night. I
Thanks me for that whole thing.
You going for as long as you have tonight. This is like I try to get on the last call-in show, and I want to call these nights Happy Fresh Roast Friday because that's what these have turned into. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, call-in Fridays, but I think.
So you waited 3 hours. You waited 3 hours to say that Fresh shouldn't be a host.
Well, that the book should come out. Why Myron deserves Fresh.
I love how he brings it all
Got
the way
you.
back.
Got you.
Oops.
Got you, man.
Because I think that's an important book. It's a book that Fresh needs to write, or not have somebody ghostwrite it for him and have him put his name on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Because that's if you want to pause it real quick, that is alluding to the podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Fresh has his name first on the podcast, but he does nothing for the podcast.
Yeah.
You know? But by having his name there, it's like you can't really have it without him now because his name is the first thing you see. So it's like, yeah.
When they were in the UK and they both went had dinner with that Sadia Khan chick. Do you remember? It was like that UK show
Sadia.
where they have to sit with like the pretty girl and the
No, it wasn't Sadia Khan.
No, it wasn't Pearly Things, wasn't it?
No. It was just it.
Oh, you're talking about Cheyenne, whatever.
No. Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. They both did separate shows. Yeah, it was I can't remember Boiling Point, or was it Boil? What was it called?
Boiler Room or something like that.
What was it called? It was called
Her name is Chian.
Cheyenne Reynolds. That's who it is. Yeah.
It's called Boiler something. And freaking Myron just cooked that chick.
Yeah. Well, that was the show where he said female vaginas are disgusting. He said that. That was a key point in that whole thing. And Fresh came off as a simp, of course. He was simping the whole time.
The stupid sunglasses on. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I sent it to Walter on I think on Instagram like a while back, and I also put it on the Reddit, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Got to feed the Redditors.
I'm serious, man. We need to get it out because I think that's what all these haters need. They need to hear the truth. If they can hear it from Walter, that'd be great.
I don't think you guys care, regardless. To be honest with you.
No. I think ultimately, if Fresh, if you can add more pages to the book to make it a little bit more, give it a little bit more substance, because I think what people really care about is what the hell do you do, besides ride on the coattails of the success of this show.
Caller, there's a book I want you to read.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
It's called 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Read that book. Understand the fundamentals in that book. And I come back to the show and understand what I do. I think that is a good highlight of what I do behind the scenes and on the show as well. But understand
I have a question for you. Have you read that book or have you listened to it on an audiobook?
Both.
I don't think he read that book at all, dude. Honestly, I think he read like that first part about not outshining the master, and he's just like, close the book, and that was it. He didn't read that part. He listened to it on audiobook, and he's like, oh, I'm good. I don't have to outshine Myron, and I'm good to go. I can just ride this thing out.
And then he had to drive his rented Lambo back to the place.
That's it.
He only rented it long enough to listen to the first 5 minutes of the
That's it, man.
But caller, I appreciate you.
You read it or you listened to it on
I
audiobook?
appreciate you giving your point
I have a
of
theory
view
about that.
on
You
the
just said
show.
he did both.
And I like the funny tone and the actual book. And I wish you the best with that book. And hopefully you can create
If I have your blessing to release it, I will release it.
You can create your own show of a similar magnitude.
Which I did.
Own takes as well. Cool.
I would also like to drop my Instagram.
Shameless plug.
Now, guys, watch them try and clown and completely fail.
They tried, man. They tried.
Oh, you got kids on here?
They tried. They really tried to look at it in the worst light possible. Like, oh, you have kids on your Instagram? What could that possibly be? I'm like, they're my kids, doofus.
Yeah. Those are my kids, dumbass. Yeah.
Right.
I have no problem.
Sure.
And then you offered it first, so they didn't. Where's your Instagram at? You put
That's
out
literally
there first.
that was the way that they would they would scare their callers off, is because they'd be like, oh no, I'm not. I was like, no, let's do it. Let's do it.
Total boss move. They were total boss move.
I got nothing to hide, man.
Real. Yeah,
it's real. My Reddit name is Camp Hustle 1. That's on all platforms. Camp Hustle 1.
What's your IG?
What? Is it troll?
Camp.
What is it?
Hustle 1.
Camp Hustle 1. Put an Instagram story right now
Hustle
saying
1.
this is me. Put an
Nope.
Instagram story right now. So it's
Don't need to even do that. I'm the only one.
No, I'm not trolling. I don't have time to troll, man.
Trying to help, man. Trying to help.
Troll just now. What are you talking about?
This is not a
would say it's
troll,
quite
man.
the
This
contrary.
is something serious that people really need to see, man.
It's quite the contrary. You have plenty of time to troll.
Trying to give real value here.
Hours to just basically say, "Yo, Fresh."
Well, I was working at the same time.
Okay.
That's what I do. I work while I
Was that
wait
close?
online.
A lot of children photos.
A lot of children photos.
Kids photos?
You a father, brother?
Yeah, those are my kids. Those are my kids. I'm a dad.
You know what? That says a lot about them. That says a lot about them.
Hold on.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
That says a lot. That says a lot about them if that's where their mind goes to first when they see children on Instagram. That says a lot.
They were trying to they were reaching.
Label and dismiss, basically.
Trying to find
Label and dismiss.
Yeah, they couldn't find anything about you this entire time. So they were trying to pounce on the bottom of the barrel stuff that they can scrape because you've been cooking them so bad. And here's the thing.
An attempt was made, dude. An attempt was made.
The way that you came off, it's not like adversarial, but it is at the same time. And if they crash out, it means that everything you're saying is true. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think that was the line they were trying to ride because, like, we can't let this guy win. We need to now. This is now our opportunity to now get him. You know? So, yeah.
A happy marriage.
I got kids. I'm a dad, you moron.
I've already won the game.
You a father, brother?
Yeah, those are my kids. Those are my kids. I'm a dad. I'm in a happy marriage of like 7 years. I got 2 kids. They got everything they want. They just got haircuts today.
Bro, you worried about another man? You got kids, bro. We're about
you got a family, man.
I'm not worried about you, Fresh. I'm worried about improving this show.
Yeah, the idea is bigger than Fresh.
Let's not put it up because he has his kids there.
Yeah.
Don't put it up.
We're not gonna put that
We're
up.
not gonna put it up.
You have your children there, so.
Bro.
Okay.
Nah, bro. We're not
Oh, I mean that's fine.
Yeah, we don't.
I just
well, it's
want
not for you. It's
I'm in
it's
some of
because
those
your children,
pictures
bro.
so you guys can see. I'm 6'5", 195, relatively fit. The thing is,
Nice try, guys. Nice try.
Mo can't say nothing.
That's fine, bro. Thanks for calling in with your
Look at
criticism.
Myra. He's so
We
respectful.
don't want to put your Instagram on because you have your children on there.
Yeah. Thanks,
and obviously it's for
no worries, man. No
You're welcome,
worries,
Fresh.
no worries,
You're welcome.
No worries.
Yeah.
Hey, but thanks for your time, guys. I appreciate you.
All right.
See?
But here's,
Please, a constant professional. You don't crash out. Don't feed the trolls. Just get your shit off and leave on good standing.
well, Cam, did you see when Andrew Wilson, when he was debating the Muslim guy, and then he went towards the whole, they bang each other's cousins and then makes them know, because that is true. You know what I'm saying? He completely decimated his opponent by the guy had no clue what was coming. Like it's one of the worst ass kickings that I've ever seen. And he wasn't being adversarial. He was just saying, because their debate was what makes society better, Christianity or Islam? And he was saying, well, you can say anything you want, but they allow sanguinary marriage in Islam, and that's why the average IQ in these countries is below Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? And then he brought up all the things, and the guy had nothing. And then it got to the point to where the guy had to actually justify marrying and having kids with your cousin. That's how cooked he was.
Wow, damn. Talk about limited options over there, man. That's crazy.
So first, hey Camp, it's a pleasure to meet you, and
nice to meet you.
And I went ahead and I dropped you a sub, so I'm looking forward to going through your content.
Appreciate that, man.
I do want to disagree with you on one point when you talked about Myron being respectful. That MFer is not respectful at all.
Oh no. I think he thought I was a white guy because of my voice, so he thought he was being respectful all the way towards it. He was even letting me talk because he thought I was a white guy.
Yeah. No, what I think it was that he knew that you weren't no thunderhead thought that he could just walk all over.
Oh, that's true.
Like no. Like I said on AJ stream yesterday, real game recognized game, and he knew he couldn't just run you over and just talk crap to you. And so That was the difference. He's not a respectful mother MFer.
No, I mean, no, you're absolutely right. I just think that he was misinformed. He thought that I was, one of his, white guys that he worshipped so much, and he's not going to kick me off, So.
Yeah.
Before you start this, AJ, I did send you in the Discord the sequel to this, and it's only like a minute and 22 seconds. It's where I was gonna try to talk to Myron, and it was like months later, but I ended up taking the what's it called?
You'll have to come back on, and we'll go over this. This is the mascot of my channel. This shit is absolutely freaking nuts, right?
What's your first name?
Yes.
If you don't provide me with your first name, I'm going to.
And I just got burned sick.
Here it is.
I didn't commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong. So that's it.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
Nope.
Nothing to drink?
Nope. I'm a very dramatic person, all naturally, boss. I just found out I had herpes. My man broke up with me.
Oh my god. Well, thanks for sharing.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Oh my god.
Can't. We found.
Oh my god, dude.
This chick's Instagram.
You're gonna keep up, like begin the.
Hold on.
I'll talk to my partner real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Relax. Stand with your feet close together right there.
Hey, here, there's the one thing.
But I know that's my person. I fucked it up.
Oh my god.
It's because I'm psycho.
Jeez. The self-awareness is at least there. That's good. Jeez.
Where they
My goodness.
The part where the police are trying to tell her what to do on the sobriety test, and she's not listening, and she's like, "I know how to follow directions because my boyfriend used to beat the fuck."
Oh my god.
Yo, Cam, we found her Facebook, her Instagram. She has 2 kids, right?
Oh, I'm sure she has a very transparent internet blueprint, man. I'm pretty sure.
Carjacked an old lady, and then led the police on a high-speed chase and crashed the car into a school. Then she got arrested for arson, and there's another body cam of her getting arrested for arson. Now, guys, I will tell you this, okay? Do you see this? She's in jail. If anyone has the rest of this body cam footage, I'll pay you.
Oh, that's going to be public record, dude. You can search that if you really find it. I mean, you'll find it.
Dude, if anyone can get the rest of this footage of when they arrest her and then take her to the jail. But guys, this chick is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, dude. But yeah, let me put up this last clip and then we'll shut this down. Hold on. Guys, please, let's try and get Camp over 1,000 subs.
I appreciate everybody that's actually subbed to my channel. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
And guys, once again, he goes live when? Camp?
Every Saturday night at 11:45. It's right there on the banner. But yeah, man. I mean, anybody that would like to join my Discord, I basically will bring on anybody that wants to come in, and we can just have a little chat about whatever we're talking about. And I'll talk to anybody. But no, we usually have pretty good conversations about male and female dynamics and just kind of the generational shift that's happening right now. And you
just did a debate, right?
I did a few, actually. I did a 6-hour podcast where we were talking about this woman that proposed to this man at the World Cup, and then this Gen Z guy got on and was like, "Oh, we need to clap this up, man. We need to encourage women to propose." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? That's the most emasculating bullshit thing that she could have ever done to him, because not only did she put him on the spot like that in such a public forum, if he had refused to accept her proposal, he would have been booed and all that stuff. And he was so like, of course, I'm going to applaud men and women coming together. Like, I think we work better together, but I think it's all in how it happens. I think he should have denied her proposal and then whipped out his bigger ring and said, "No, let me propose to you."
Thing. I'm okay with women asking men out. Okay. A woman goes up to a guy, says, "I think that that you're cute and you want to go out. Because guys, back in the day, women would bat their eyelashes or they would drop their handkerchief. You know what I'm saying? There was ways that they would do this.
Yeah.
But marriage, guys.
No, that's one step too far.
No. Because guys, okay. We control access to a marriage and relationships. That's just the way it works. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is not a girlfriend or a fiance or wife until a man says so. And your role as a husband is to die for her. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
She's forcing him into not forcing him because
he had the choice.
But she's initiating it and saying, I want you to put yourself in a position to where you take a bullet for me, and that's the ultimate emasculation.
So the two superpowers that men have are being able to walk away and being able to determine who your girlfriend, fiance, and wife is. That's why everything in modern women, everything that modern women push is trying to take those two things away from men, right?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, guys, I've been divorced. If you get divorced and you did something wrong, it's your fault. If you get divorced and she did something wrong, it's your fault.
Yeah.
So it's like,
now we have no fault divorce, so it doesn't even have to be anybody's fault.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but still, in the court, a public opinion. This is kind of related. So like, where I live, right? So like women are being told, oh yeah, you should be the breadwinner and all this stuff. I used to live in this fantasy land where like I didn't think that women understood the struggles of being a man and having to support a family and having to sacrifice your mental, emotional, spiritual, and monetary health for your family, right? But then I thought, where I live, there are 6-figure women, houses, cars between 35 and 45. Single as hell. If they were men, they'd find some cute little 29-year-old, marry her, and have kids and support that family. But women, they do not want to do that en masse. They don't want to propose to a man. They don't want to approach a man. They don't want to take care of a lesser man for the rest of their lives. They just won't do it. They just won't do it.
And Doug, I know it was my sister's fault, and I missed you at Thanksgiving, brother.
Sounds like the door's still open. You can still go over there anytime if you need to.
99. All right, let's see. 9944. You're up. 9944. All right, 99. Go ahead. 9944.
Yo, what's up, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yep, yes, we got you.
Awesome. Mr. Myron, these questions I got are for you, so I hope you're ready. I own a t-shirt design company, and I was wondering if I could do some t-shirt designs for your podcast for free.
Hit up Brett. Brett handles all that. He said he's a hater. I thought you were a hater, though.
No, I am a hater. I actually have a couple designs I wanted to run by you right now, if that was okay. The first one's going to say fresh and fit on the front, but on the back it says female vaginas are disgusting.
All right, bro. Send your designs to Brett, and he'll go from there. Because Brett does all that shit. So I
got more. Can I run a few more by you?
No, ask your question, bro. The merch stuff, like that. That's Brett's lane. Hit him up.
I think he's trolling.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh no,
Fresh,
I
you're
got one a little bit more recent. So you guys had a Drake debate recently with the girls, and Fresh, you were completely like riding for Drake, and Myron, you kind of took like a stance saying that Drake was kind of like the reason why a lot of these guys are soft.
No, I believe you.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Okay, so when the girl asked Fresh about like why are you riding for Drake so much? Like, why are you on his dick so much? Like, have you seen his dick? Have you seen his leak? And Fresh, you said you didn't, but I remember you said that Drake was a real nigger, bro.
I would say there's been two big exposés of Drake.
There has been two
hiding his kid.
Exposures
that was
of
Pusha T,
Fresh.
right? And
More
then
than
just now with this shit. So he's done a pretty damn good job of hiding shit.
I'll tell you this though. Niggas say that Drake is not black. He's a nigga, bro.
Do you remember that?
Yes, bro, in person. Bro, you're retarded? Bro, are you?
No, I'm not retarded. I'm actually bringing up a thing that you admitted
If someone
on
says
the
someone's
show.
a real nigga, doesn't mean that they saw their dick. Are you dumb?
Oh,
No, you
come on, Fresh. Come on.
He's gonna walk it back now. He's gonna walk it back.
Wait. Well, you had the soundbite ready and you played it?
No. So I didn't have that. I had to do that for this video on my channel. I had to basically, because I figured that people weren't going to catch that. So I was like, let me just go ahead and dig up the clip and insert it in my video so I can have this. So
awesome.
Yeah, man.
That I'm saying what you said. You said
What did I say?
Drake's a real nigger, bro. Do you remember that?
Yeah, for being real in person, bro.
Oh, please.
No.
Hold on.
We're talking about the
First
leak.
of all,
I'm talking about the
man's
leak,
dick,
and
bro.
you said
That is
that you
some
saw
gay
it.
shit, bro. You're a homosexual, bro. That's some gay shit. First of all,
Myron's trying so hard not to
you're
let
the
him.
me watcher. Bro, me watching is technically
leak, but you
speaking
said you saw
the
it.
most gay shit possible because, dude, you're another man.
Fresh.
So
Fresh,
please
don't
stop
talk over me, all
Please
right?
stop it.
Don't talk over me.
What? I will talk over you all day, nigga. Bum ass nigga. Shut the fuck up. You know, get him out of here.
I was going for broke, man. I was like, bro, this is not gonna happen. I might as well just fucking go for broke. So that was good.
Look at Fresh, guys. Lenny with the $5. Thanks, my friend. All right, guys, we're at the 3-hour mark. Guys, please go over and show Camp some support.
Dude, this was fun. We got to do this again sometime.
We'll look at the Bianca clip and a couple others. And guys, once again, go to his channel. His Discord's there, and he actually has more people that I don't want to say disagree, but kind of,
Oh yeah, I have some very vocal people on my channel, man, and they love to debate. So good stuff.
But all right, you guys. Anything else, guys, before we shut?
No, I appreciate the invite to this. You got a really cool community, and I hope this isn't the last time we come together, man. I mean, my door is always open. You can always come over and hang out, man.
It can't. I've said it multiple times. I'm gonna say it again, dude. I've watched that clip so many times. It was right person, right place, right time.
Yes. Yeah.
And fresh.
Hey man, lightning in a bottle, man.
He's a walking, talking, dark-skinned L. That's what he is.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he keeps giving us content, man, and you know what? It's like sometimes you just gotta shed a light on these guys, man, and expose the hypocrisy, because otherwise these young guys are gonna get influenced because they don't have father figures, they don't have big brothers to kind of show them the way and stuff, and they're gonna get their minds just completely rotted out, man. Because so gotta do what we can.
We're in this point now where guys are smart enough to realize what not to do. So we're seeing more men who just walk away and just not be involved with stupid women. But when you're trying to figure out a way to move forward, which like a lot of guys are doing, fresh is not the way, guys.
Yeah,
it's not.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
he's made it pretty
thanks,
obvious. Yeah.
Well, all right, you guys. I'll shut this down. I appreciate you guys, and guys, catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.